Recently, I've been trying to get in better shape by hitting the gym and making better food decisions and all those things that make a person generally healthier. But the most important thing is staying hydrated. Hydration is one of, if not the most important things to living a healthier and better life, and Liquid IV is your best ticket to achieving that goal. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, which is pretty significant. I really enjoy Liquid IV because it's easy to take. It's easy to take with you, which makes it super convenient, whether it's after the gym or if I need to pick me up in the morning after a night out or just a boost of hydration while I'm at work. Staying hydrated is so much easier for me because of Liquid IV, and I think it can do the exact same thing for you. Also, if you're worried about the flavors, don't be. They've got strawberry lemonade and lemon lime, which are some of my favorites, and they are very good, but they got plenty of other flavors, so you'll find something you like for sure. So if you want to start getting and staying more hydrated, you should try some Liquid IV. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code BADMOVIE at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code BADMOVIE at liquidiv.com.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you some breaking news. There's been reports all over the area of something crazy going on, something big. People's homes, their minds even, are being taken over by something called, what is it they're calling it? They're calling it Bad Movie Debate.
What up, nerds? Am I right?
Hello,
Am I right?
everyone. Yes, that was
Yeah.
a good. Hello,
Hell
what
yeah.
up, nerds? That's
Yeah,
a great.
yeah. Come on, bro.
Hello to all nerds and activists out there.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So it's me, Jacob Babb, your boy. Bad Movie Debate. You know, because you're listening. What you're listening to, I hope. We're here. We're gonna do a normal ass debate. A good. Is it good?
That's
Is it
right.
bad? Traditional fucking debate movie. But before we get into that, who we got spitting against me tonight? Who's on the other side of the ring tonight?
All right, walking into the ring, you have Neal McIntyre. I'm here to
Hell yeah.
throw down the gauntlet on the movie Ghosted, which I totally knew about before a few weeks ago. I knew about the existence.
Yeah, you were. This
of
is your
this
favorite movie
movie
from last year.
I definitely didn't sign up for Apple TV so I could watch it. But yeah, I'm here. Thank you for having
That's
me.
amazing. Absolutely glad to have you, bud. This was your favorite movie that came out last year, right?
Yes,
easily.
it has been. I'll say it's my favorite movie I've watched on Apple TV in 2024 for sure.
All right, cool. All right, so wow, that's a lot. That's really setting the bar pretty high. So
Yes.
we'll get into it more.
Oh.
So yeah, we got Neal here with us, and or with me. It's just me, and we're gonna do. So this is obviously an action comedy, right?
Yes.
In terms of genre, I mean, there's a little bit of rom-com in there, but
it does. As I was listing these favorite action comedies, I kind of realized this is more of a rom-com than a lot of these other ones I'm about to name.
Yeah, but there's so much action in it that
there's way more action, and it reminds me of it's Bozo paired with an agent movie. Basically, like that's what I don't know what it should be called, but that's what I wrote down. It's just Bozo paired with agent. Because I guess to start the list, like Hot Fuzz, that's a good action comedy. That's Bozo paired with the good one, you know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so you got Hot Fuzz on there.
Hot Fuzz. Let's see. I had Tropic Thunder written down, where they're kind of all bozos. That's full bozo cast. Hot Fuzz. Pineapple Express. I actually have that one as one of my favorite. I forget how many people die in that movie. Or at least
there's a fuck ton, honestly.
Yeah. Like towards the end.
It's like a lot.
All right, The Other Guys, another kind of bozo cop. And then 21 Jump Street and Kingsman, I kind of have a tie for fifth because Kingsman, they all technically get trained. So the comedy is more like, I don't know. This is straight up they have jokes that they write and pay off in this movie a lot.
Yeah, there's some good comedic moments in the Kingsman, for sure. I like the Kingsman. Like number one's really, really good. The other two are like they're not bad. I don't dislike the other two, but the first one's definitely the best one.
Oh yeah, like the King's like, Man no or whatever.
Yeah, it was fine. Spoiler alert, Michael and I might be talking about that one because he did not enjoy that movie. And he was like, I could talk shit about that movie. Yeah.
Well, because the expectation. When the expectation for something and then it fails, like that was me with Love and Thunder. Like I liked Thor Ragnarok a ton. And then Love and Thunder, I was just like, what is this? You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Love and Thunder, it was fine. I wanted it to be different than what it was, but I didn't hate it, but it's not as good as Ragnarok. Like,
well, they force a rom-com into the God Butcher storyline, and it just kind of didn't make a ton of sense. And then Cancer,
so stupid,
and you're just like, this is
cool. Yeah, cool.
Sunken in Eye and Jane was not fun to see. You're like, oh yeah, my escape.
And then it's like, right, and it's like we get Christian Bale in the MCU, and he's like the most terrifying character design like ever. So far in the MCU. Like he's really fucked up and scary, and like that very beginning, that first like 10 minutes with him, his little like quick origin they did was like the best storytelling in the entire show, in the entire movie.
Absolutely,
you know, like, and then it just got worse from there, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but screaming
like, that was
goats.
the peak.
So
it's so fucking funny, especially when you do it like 20 times,
15 times. But exactly, so what were your top ones? Yeah, and this is topical because there's a lot of Marvel people in this movie. Weirdly enough,
there is a lot of Marvel people in this movie. Which is interesting to say the least. Okay, so you're never gonna believe it, but my list is Hot Fuzz. Tropic Thunder.
Yep, I knew that would be on there.
The Other Guys.
Yep.
21 Jump Street.
Yep.
And the only one that I had different from you is The Nice Guys.
Dude, I almost put that one on there. I did. That one was close.
I love that movie, dude.
That
movie's so fucking good.
Yeah, that is a good movie. That's actually You go.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, that's like the movie that when I bring it up and people haven't seen it, it's the one that I'm like, out of every movie I've ever told you to watch, which is a lot, that's the one you have to watch. Like, you can disregard everything. Like, if you haven't seen The Godfather, you should really watch The Godfather. But if you watch The Nice Guys and not The Godfather, that'll be fine. Like, genuinely, that movie's so fucking good. Like,
and it's very good.
So funny, dude.
Good heartwarming ending.
I know. It's just like. Just the way, and this Ryan Gosling, I'll never get over that he's a detective who can't smell. I just think that is the funniest fucking thing. He can't sniff out clues, and I just think that's so fucking funny. Like, I don't know why that just every single time I watch it, and he's just like, "Oh, what? They're smoking weed here? Oh, I can't smell. Sorry, like I don't know.
I can't smell that at all." Yeah,
like in Russell Crowe, even Russell Crowe is like, "Really, you're a detective who can't smell?" And he's like, "No," and he's like. Oh, okay, like whatever. Let's just get back to work. Like it just cracks me the fuck up. I don't know why.
Yes, Russell Crowe loves playing a fatherly figure. I've noticed.
Oh yeah, right.
Like the one who lost his family, but he's still a father.
Yeah,
you know, by extension.
Exactly. Yeah, he's really good with Ryan Gosling's daughter because Ryan Gosling's kind of terrible.
Yeah, that's like the emotional heart of the movie. They're doing everything
at the beginning.
He's
terrible.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That's why you need movies like Ghosted. You know, it's just...
so you can turn your fucking brain off.
You can just turn your brain off and watch, Watch two hot people struggle to be in love.
Exactly, two very attractive people struggle to be in love because one of them is an international spy and the other one's a farmer.
Yes. Actually, he's I wrote this down, history minor, agricultural major, which they shoehorn into the plot several times. That's later on. That's later on.
It's cool. Hey, we're about to get into it. We just got to go over some scores real quick and then that good quote, bad quote, which is always so fucking fun. All right, so scores, we got Rotten Tomatoes, a solid, crispy 1/4, 25% critic score from Rotten Tomatoes.
I need to write these
Cool
down
1/4.
Okay.
So you can refer to them later.
Yes.
And then
yes.
the audience for Rotten Tomatoes is 55%.
Okay.
Which is
Okay.
rough. I was kind of shocked. I thought it would be like in the 70s just because of all the cameos and like, you know, it looks good. Like I thought it's like happy ending. Like I thought it would have been like in the 70s, like audiences was just eating it up and been like, yeah, it's fun, but apparently not.
Yeah, I have the exact moment that written down that it happens. That I think the movie, anyways. When people go from like this is not bad to like what is going on. I mean, this is amazing.
I have I have an exact moment that I was like they fucking ruined it. I was all in and they fucked it up.
I wonder if ours is the same. I bet it is. I'm similar.
Curious. It's got to be a ballpark. Pretty close.
Yeah.
So IMDb, their score, shocker, it's 5.8, right in the middle, like all of their scores.
Yes.
All of their users apparently either love it or hate it. So there's always the median. We always get the median for every movie, no matter what movie it is. Like the highest one I've seen on this show is 6.7. I don't even remember what it was. But like 6.7 was like, wow.
IMDb is indifferent about everything.
Yeah, they just don't give a fuck.
It's just crew members who like were treated poorly going on there, just ranking it down. Exactly, yeah. Terrible conditions.
And then the producers on the other side giving it 10 stars because they need to make money.
This is great. This is great.
This is the best movie produced by the most amazing producer in Hollywood right now.
We need weighted IMDb scores.
Exactly, we really do.
So that is a 5 out of 10. Okay, IMDb
5.8 out of 10. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Of course.
Yeah, it's 5.8, so it's leaning closer to good than bad, but it is still right in the middle, for the most part. Okay, and then Metacritic. This one actually kind of shocked me. 34 out of 100 for Metacritic, and a user score of 4.5.
Okay, is that out of 10 or 5? Is that out of 5?
So the user score is out of 10, and the Metacritic like critic score is out of 100. They do it. I don't know why they don't do it the same, but they do it. They do Rotten Tomatoes and like the way Rotten Tomatoes scoring is and the way IMDb scoring is, just depending on if you're a critic or user. But that one kind of surprised me. I thought Metacritic is usually harsher critic wise, like the critic reviews that are on Metacritic are usually harsher than the Rotten Tomatoes ones. So I thought after seeing the Rotten Tomatoes 25, I thought it was going to be like a 10. Like a 15.
Oh yeah. Oh, true.
But
you're like, flunking out either way. But
you're fucked. But I was just,
still,
I was very surprised. Yeah, I was very surprised that Metacritic gave it a 34. Usually Rotten Tomatoes is usually always more lenient, but not this time. So apparently it's dog shit according to everyone, professionals and everyday users alike. How do you feel about that?
I don't know what they're watching. You know, I'm with the 80% of Google users that like this movie.
Oh, because apparently 80% of
Google users never dislike anything. I've never seen a movie because I think people go there just to upvote it. So
yeah, absolutely.
But
hold on,
how many people use Google a year? Surely this is millions of people. You know.
Let's see.
I will say so to preface it, I was given 3 options. Movie 65, this one, and a Gal Gadot. What was that?
The Gal Gadot one.
What was that? I watched all of them. This one was the best, I thought. Heart of Stone.
Gal Gadot. Heart of Stone.
It's called Heart of Stone.
Yeah.
I watched it, and spoiler alert, she's revealed to be like a spy, and at no point was that set up or something like that. I was just like, oh, I missed that. Like they reference it later where she's like, you lied to us the whole time. I was like, you guys were lying to me. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, you're lying to me, and I'm the audience.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to know.
Well, she was like an analyst who gets pushed into the field, a la Jack Ryan, but then like actually was a field agent the whole time, which is just the most unnecessary twist. Is that the secret agent is a secret agent? But
so you're never gonna believe this. Heart of Stone is a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 44% on Metacritic. That's wild to me.
Well,
it's higher on both.
I don't know why. Maybe just there's some CGI in this movie that looks real poop. So that could be
You're talking about
what it is. In the movie we're talking
Ghosted?
about. Yeah, there's not as much in Heart of Stone. There's like no CGI in Heart of Stone. I bet that was the 10%.
Honestly, yeah, that does actually like play a big factor into it, in my opinion.
Yes.
For a lot of stuff. All right, let's see. So we got good quote, bad quote time. Good quote first. Okay.
No, don't tell me which one's which. I'll guess.
it's very apparent.
Oh, shit.
Very apparent which one. I always try to pick the most brutal bad quote I can find.
Yeah,
the one that makes me laugh the most. All right, so we got good quote. Brian Lowry for CNN. He says, quote, "A spirited, if familiar, action-based romantic comedy where the sparring banter generally outshines the muscular stunts. Throw in clever cameos, and this Apple TV Plus movie delivers on its promise of unpretentious fun." End quote.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's action-based romantic comedy. They banter. There's cameos, and it's not trying to take itself too seriously, and it's kind of a fun watch. Like, yeah, okay, he's not wrong.
Yep.
He's not wrong about that.
Basically, the checklist I wrote down. I was like,
yeah,
why would you have fun watching this? All of those reasons.
Yeah, right.
He's definitely not getting $100,000 in Apple, iTunes cards.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he works for CNN, so obviously, Apple paid him.
Oh yeah,
you can trust because Apple, CNN.
Yeah,
they obviously are. They're obviously in cahoots. Like we know.
Yes,
we all know.
Yes.
But how does this make you feel? The bad quote comes from Rolling Stone. This is Marlo Stern. He says, quote, "It's readily apparent that DeArmos and Evans, charismatic and charming on their own, have next to no chemistry. Every line delivered is so stilled, it's as though they're being read off cue cards a la SNL." End quote. Which
I thought with that on the second watch, I was like,
yep.
I was trying to figure out if they had chemistry or not.
Dude,
I just can't tell. I think he's right. Like, if you imagined yourself talking to either one, you'd be like, yeah, again, they're both 10s. So like, even if I was talking to Chris Evans, I'd be like, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, like, what's up, bro?
Like, yeah.
What are you doing?
So I don't know if that counts as charm or not. There's moments.
I don't know.
There's like part of it is moments, but
yeah. There's a couple moments because I remember like when Austin and I watched it the first time I watched it with Austin because she had actually wanted to watch it, and I was like, oh yeah, Neal picked this one, like, so we're gonna watch this, and she was like, oh hell yeah, and we were like, yeah, it's fun, but like when we were going into it, I was like, well, they should probably be pretty good because they were great together in Knives Out. Because they had a lot of scenes together in Knives Out,
yes,
but it's a completely different role. You know what I mean? Like it's a completely different thing that they're going for, and I think they worked really, really well in Knives Out. But like as like they're the love interest for each other, like they're the he and she of this like romantic comedy. Like, yeah, I thought that kind of missed. I do agree with him because like.
Yeah,
I looked at these up after I watched the second time last night, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's what it is." I was like, their chemistry is not what I thought it would be.
Yeah,
and that's why there were some weird moments that I'm like, "Why am I trying to look at my phone? Like, do I feel awkward because they're trying to be cute and it's not landing?" And I feel like that's what it was. Like I don't know.
Yes, the beginning of the movie, which again I wrote a few of these marks down. So movie starts. The first 32 minutes is all set up. Action starts at 32 minutes when he is when officially CIA agent Sadie saves him from the cave.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
dude.
I was like, that's a long time to set up.
Yeah.
The first 23 minutes, the word ghosted is said at 23:23. You got ghosted, and the dad's like, ghosted? Then they just explain what being ghosted is for all of the boomers that have Apple TV now and don't know what it means, but they've clicked on the movie expecting some kind of paranormal movie. Like, so is he dead? Is he dead the whole time? Which would be a much funnier movie. He was just dead the entire time.
Honestly, either that or they were like, oh, Ana de Armas is in this. Like, I'm going to click on that. Like, and they were like, wait, what the fuck is this movie? Because I definitely was like, oh my God, Ana de Armas and Chris Evans are coming out in this action romance comedy movie. I'm definitely going to watch that at some point. Like, turns out it's trash, but
some of the chemistry stuff is too, like, his character is written so weirdly when it comes to really the whole thing.
Dude.
His character is odd. He gaslights her the entire movie. He's like, you don't care about anything. You don't care about a single thing. And if you did,
literally the first time they meet. Literally the first time they meet, and she's like, I want a houseplant. And he's like, okay, like, and she's like, well, I'm gone for work a lot. And he's like, okay, this one. And he's like, here's a fucking cactus. And he's like, why don't you just get a fake plant, you piece of shit? Like,
he calls her heartless. And then asks her to
calls her heartless.
Yeah,
and
he
then
goes,
his fucking friend who just fucking ate that edible was like, you guys were totally flirting, and he's like, we were, and I was like, were they? Like, I'm like, are they? Like, it sounded like an argument to me. Like, and, I don't know.
Also,
like
a Chris Evans character saying no to weed. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I put that as an X.
If you can trust him.
You can put that. You can put that in your column because I don't. You know, he says.
All right, fair enough. He's like, absolutely not. And it's like, you're a farmer, dude. What are you talking about? Like, you know, his dad, the way his mom and dad think about life. There's no way they're not growing it on said farm.
Dude, their $1 million farm. That's the other thing. They're millionaires.
Yeah. What the fuck? He's so fucking rich. That is the
there's no way
bougiest.
Gotta go help my dad.
Like, yeah, like, no, you don't. He can fucking hire people. You just like, you're just being a pussy. Like his sister says. Honestly, I wrote down like his sister is the only normal person in the entire movie.
Yes.
Because she's like, 100%. don't fucking follow this woman. That's fucking ridiculous. What do you mean you took a selfie of her while she was asleep? Like when you guys just got done boning? Like, you're fucking psycho. Like, I also did write down, obviously. I wrote down real quick about the sex scene. I was like, of course they have like the most perfect sex of all time.
Way
you know
too
what
long.
I mean? Like,
not necessary.
No, it was just like,
I wrote down weirdly long.
Like, it's way too long. But like, it's like, of course, like, it's the best sex they've ever had, and it's like, well, yeah, it's Ana de Armas and fucking Chris Evans. I'm sure they're both having a blast, you know? Like,
yeah, true. And that was the other thing. They were for sure actually naked together. Just like, whatever. These people are getting millions of dollars. Whatever. They were like, cool. Yeah, we're down.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
All
you
needed was
all
you needed was the scene where they like open the door and see each other. Then you just have them wake up. We would have gotten it.
Exactly. We don't have to do all of this.
Exactly. We
don't have to
usually
like
do a sexy. So that part.
No, not like that.
Well, they do, not like that. Mean, like, not like a full on.
Yeah, like they'll have like they definitely just bone. But anyway, that's not important. Like, let's move on. But like they're just rolling through the sheets and stuff. I will say, I do his little joke he says where he's like, first time with a farmer, and she's like, yeah, and he's like, you know, that power you felt comes from the land. That, and he like puts on a little drawl, like, so like that actually did make me laugh. Like that was funny as fuck.
I wrote that down as well.
Like he should have they should have just like they should have cut, like they go in, like she opens the door, he comes in, they make out, and then cut to that joke. Perfect.
Yes.
That's all we need. We would have been good. Yes. But yeah, anyway, I just had to mention, like, of course they have this fucking, like, they're rolling around in the sheets and it's just perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
gigantic farm though. And he's working at like a farmer's market to sell honey. I don't know what he does.
I don't know. It's so fucking.
But
I
that's
guess,
not how
like, I don't know.
That's not how farms work. Did they ever say where this was?
I think they're in DC. No, yeah.
That the end of the movie is in DC. I know that, but I'm not sure.
I can figure this out.
Wherever it is, the palatial estate they have is with like the lake in the background.
Hold on. We can figure this out right now. Okay, so it is in Washington, D.C., in Georgetown, because that's where The Exorcist was filmed. Because remember, they run up the stairs because they're talking about The Exorcist.
Oh,
she makes fun. Okay. She makes fun of him for being scared of the movie with the little girl.
And that's where the air tag gets put in her bag. Which
with his inhaler.
They had to set that up. I'm glad.
Of course.
This movie has a critical case of. Also, I looked it up. It's like it was multiple writers. It was 2 different writing teams. When you say that, when you hear that, it's never a good thing. When you're like, oh, this guy's writing team, this guy's writing team. So I'm saying at least 9 people. Or we were going to take turns saying a good thing and a bad thing. My bad thing, I wrote Ghosted, totally not written by AI. That's my
dude,
because it feels like it. It feels so much.
Well, that was one of the reviews I saw was and like I didn't realize this, that it was like one of the the director, like it was like one of the directors and then like 3 or 4 of the writers. It was like they're like I can't remember which title goes to which film, but it's like Deadpool, Zombieland, like good movies, like helped make this. We're like at the top of the chain of command of like we're writing and directing this movie. It's like people who worked on Deadpool and people who worked on Zombieland. And then like another bad quote or bad movie review was like it very much feels like 4 people did write this movie. One did the rom-com, one did the action, one did this, one did that, and they just tried to push it all into one coherent thing, and it just didn't fucking work. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. Like, now that's point, I didn't realize there was 4 fucking writers, like main writers on this movie.
It's definitely why it's 2 hours long, because again, they set up the relationship 20 minutes. They pay it off for almost 20 minutes on the end as well.
Yep.
Where they had to have the whole thing in there, which is very funny.
Yeah. It's kind of wild, honestly.
Yeah, like, but just it's like, we need a rom-com. What could it be about? Based off the movie Ghosted. Blah blah blah, and they just shit out this outline. Who stars in it? Blah, 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 Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. And you're just like, who's gonna play the British taxi driver? This guy.
Exactly, dude. I recognized him too. I couldn't remember where he was from, but I was like,
don't worry. I wrote down everything. I wrote down all. He was. That is. Oh my god. We're not there yet. If we're
all right, fair enough.
We've skipped through.
Let's see.
Cole's kind of he's a weirdo. She calls him a creep.
He's super
many times. He is a creep. I think she might have CTE though, because
you think?
Because she is. We're in that cave, all right. And she's firing that gun inside of a cave. No ricochets or hearing loss. I wrote that down as well. Firing a rifle inside of a cave. I think just the concussive force has just left her a little bit of CTE. And she
probably so her and Antonio Brown are like on the same level, or is Antonio Brown still at the top, or is he still number 1?
He's very self-aware. I do like how self-aware he is. Did you see the tweet after the Lions lost to the 49ers? His tweet was Dan Campbell, the first coach with CTE. It was like, because he didn't kick those field goals or whatever. It's very funny.
Oh my god! Like, dude, AB, like, I just get off of the internet, man. Like, he's
a national treasure. He is a national treasure. Well, now he's doing CTESPN. That's his
that's right.
That's his thing.
Yeah. Wait, is he still working on that rap album too?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, dude.
Fuck, dude, I can't wait for that fucking.
He's like Kanye. You're never gonna know what he's up to, and then he'll just pop up. And
he definitely has mad Kanye vibes for sure. Like, no doubt about that. That's so fucking funny.
Let's see.
But yeah, he fucking. Right. I agree. There's CTE with her because she's just making
he's just
wild
taking
decisions.
Advantage of it, I guess. I don't know, because his character to me makes no sense. So the tracking device thing, he's a plant life activist. I wrote that down. Total chud about plants, though. Like, don't be. It's just a plant, dude. You put it in a pot, it's gonna die. Like, it's. But can't fasten seatbelt.
I gotta defend plant lovers.
No,
Austin's a
definitely.
huge plant lover, but not to this point. This guy's a little fucking weird about it.
Well, to be like,
sure.
you can't have this plant because you will kill it.
I don't know,
but then
man.
again,
Austin, one of Austin's best friends, she can't get, she like tries to, she gives people plants as gifts sometimes because we have so many and you can take clippings and they'll grow to be big plants. But she has one friend that she's like, you don't get it because you're just gonna kill it. She's like, I know you're not.
Okay.
Like, she's like, I want to put it in this room that has no light, and she's like, you can't do that. It's gonna die. I'm not gonna give you a fucking plant. Like, I can't. So
hey,
that's
you know
not
what? Fair enough.
unheard of. It's not unheard of,
It's
but he
true.
takes it to the extreme. He is way too fucking weird about it, to be honest.
Hey, it works. It works though. He successfully negs her into a date. He just hits her. Hey, you're terrible. Let's go get coffee.
You're terrible. You want to fucking get some coffee? Like, let's go,
Yes.
baby. And
Yes.
she's like, yeah.
It is so funny too. She's like, I know a place. Cuts to her just covering Blondie perfectly on the stage. That was a big, like, this is an AI moment.
Dude,
just
honestly,
cuts to,
yeah, 100%.
What would a fun, funky spy be able to do? Sing really well. Got it.
Yeah, of course she can. Like, of course
that's
she
how you
can
show
sing.
that. That's how you show that she's fun. Because the rest of this movie, she murders people.
Yeah, the rest of the time she's gonna be a fucking psycho, which is totally gonna be awesome, and you're gonna love it. But first, he's gotta be like, you're the coolest chick I've ever met,
dude.
Like, all right,
I mean, he does successfully capture like the nervous anxiety that you get when you like trying to text someone and not like come off too strong, but then you just do anyways. Like that's happened.
Yeah.
That's happened to everyone at some point.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think. Well, that's the thing, because Chris Evans, he got his start doing rom-coms. You know.
Yes.
So like,
I'm glad you brought that
he
up.
does that.
It is funny.
He does that part good. He has good moments. You know, in this movie, like he's still got that energy. And then obviously he knows how to do action movies because he was in he's Captain America. You know, for the longest time. Like, so.
Yes.
I get that. You know, and Ana de Armas has been in all kinds of movies. You know, like, so she's a good actor too. But like. It's just like them together, you know. It's just weird. The chemistry thing like really blew my mind on the second watch. I was like, I can't see them. Like, I don't care. I don't even know if I want them to get together. You know, like I don't care if they do.
When he like the third act when they finally get back together right before the end was after they basically already reconciled once and then did it again. I don't know. That was we're not there yet. The movie that's after the point of the movie falling apart.
Yeah,
and absolutely.
Let's. So before she starts shooting the cave, there's another cameo that I was super excited for because I had actually just rewatched this movie right before I watched this movie. The first dude who's trying to torture him with the bugs.
Yes,
is the dude from fucking Oh Brother, dude. I love that guy.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Yes, dude, he's the fucking man, dude.
Yes, I was have him dressed up like a Civil War general in that scene.
Exactly.
That facial hair.
Yes, dude. And then he fucking has that weird accent and shit. And I was like, okay, what the fuck is going? I'm glad to see you're still getting work. You're the man, but like, what the fuck is this character you're playing right now? And you're obsessed with bugs, and you're gonna like, you're gonna give him the bullet ants and stuff. Like, oh, we're gonna give you the also. Bro, that fucking the murder fucking hornet. I was like, okay, so shouts out to when everybody was like, oh, pop culture thing. Remember when everybody was freaking out about that? Like,
yes,
I was like, that was AI, dude. Fucking AI, dude.
That's an AI moment right there.
That's an AI moment, dude. There's another one.
That whole casting was to me Borislav. Like, dude, that's his name. Just Borislav loves bugs.
Loves bugs. Like,
looks like Civil War general.
Like, it's such a hodgepodge of different like things. Yeah, it's got to be AI. Like Chat GPT definitely wrote a lot of this movie.
In a way, you know, bots mined all our data, and Apple made a bunch of money off of it, and they just paid whoever to come be in these movies. His dad, I will say, I liked his family dynamic. They all kind of shit on him, but he is clearly slow. So like, it's, you know, they're tired of this man. But his dad, I looked his dad up just to see if that was somebody known. His name's Tate Donovan. He voiced Hercules.
Really?
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
No fucking
From
way.
the cartoon. Like, that's basically nothing else. pretty much nothing else. And then they
Hey man,
drug him
I'll
out
fucking
to this.
take it. Hey,
Yeah.
fucking awesome,
Yes.
dude. Like he's great.
Oh, also,
yeah,
I
Hercules
like
is one of my favorites.
coleslaw. His dad called him coleslaw. I thought it was a nice touch. Just
Yeah, that was a
nickname.
good. Yeah, that was a good like a genuine like characterization thing. Like that was good.
He's thick as mayonnaise.
What's his mom from?
Oh, I didn't see her. I looked up almost everyone. His sister, the actress that plays his sister, had some crazy name like Izzy Broadway. I was like, is this a pseudonym? Yeah, Lizzie Broadway. Nope, that's
Lizzie
just her
Broadway.
Name. Yep,
that's
Elizabeth Broadway.
She was familiar too, but I couldn't.
She's in Gen V. If you've watched The Boys, the spinoff Gen V.
Oh,
anyway,
okay. Well, I haven't seen it, but that's why I recognize her face.
I think we're gonna see her in more stuff in the coming years.
Yeah. Hey, if this helps her get in more stuff, again, she was like the only character who was fucking normal, including the fucking CIA. But we'll get to that. Like the CIA made some fucking weird decisions.
Dude, the entire.
They made some fucking weird decisions. And I'm not just talking about CTE de Armas, dude. Like
no.
It was not just her. Like all of them.
She needed a break. She was hitting that like James Bond. You know when they sit him down and like Skyfall, and they're like, "You need a break, buddy." He's like, "No."
Yeah, like
I'm not going to take one.
Just take some fake time and stuff.
You've been thrown out of trains, planes.
Well, I mean, that's what at the very beginning of the movie, like she's talking to like her therapist or whatever, and like she's like, I think you need to like not commit to anything and just kind of like vibe for a little bit, you know, like and stuff. And she immediately, bangs this
big moves. Yeah,
no big moves. No big moves, and here we go. And then he's over there, be a cactus, and
which we all saw if she had chosen so many other people, would have been fine. But she picked the one. She picked the one psycho truly in the world.
Exactly. he's so fucking psycho, dude. I love him. I love Chris Evans,
had
but
nothing going on so bad.
Yeah, fucking coleslaw, man.
He steps back into like his rom-com role where he's. But I will say, at least for the first 30 minutes of the movie. Well, let me see. I don't think I wrote down. Yes, I did. I wrote down the exact moment he loses his innocence. So I guess we can skip forward. He tracks her to London. Weird move. Also, I love how the street clears out into like busy London street under one of literally the London Bridge. Clears out at like 7 p.m. Like 7 p.m. Just no one's around. In the same tunnel, there was previously 30 people. He turns back around.
Coming out like that art show or whatever, and because he thinks she's there or whatever. Yeah. They're just like gone instantly.
Yes. He's dropped off by Bern. His name's Bern Gorman. That's the cabbie. He also played. He played Carl Tanner in Game of Thrones. The dude who like. Carl with the knives up in the north, and then he was also Charlie Day's buddy, the other doctor or scientist in Pacific Rim.
Oh no!
That's the only two things I was like, man, they got every actor. I was like, maybe that guy's not actually that big of an actor.
Yeah, and it's just like just like I don't know, but still though, it's like he's so recognizable.
That followed by the Tim Blake Nelson, followed by everybody else. It felt just all right. The middle 40 minutes of the movie is just cameos, just boom.
Right, because it's just like so. Real quick.
Yes,
we get to so after we get away from Blake Nelson, and like she gives herself another concussion in the thing, and then
32 minutes in, action starts. CIA agent Sadie.
And we immediately go to fucking this forced Fast and Furious fucking scene where she's driving the fucking bus and
backwards.
Like all this bullshit, and then that's where the fucking terrible CGI starts coming in, dude. Like doing all this crazy shit, and like there's one moment when she first knocks the first truck that knocks off. And stuff, and those two guys fly by, and he like slow-mo looks at them, being like, "Oh my god, they're gonna die!" That truck explodes like a fucking atomic bomb, and then like later, there's a fucking motorcycle that runs into a wall, and it fucking explodes like a fucking bomb, and like, and then like it cuts back to the fucking motorcycle tumbling on the ground, and it's a brand new motorcycle. Like it's not even on fire. And I'm just like, why are there so many? Why are we like? Why is this Fast and Furious and Michael Bay for this like 10-minute scene right here? Like it's so intense. And like
on a secret Pakistani mountain base.
Yeah, like
where,
what the fuck is going on? Like I don't know. It's just
I
I don't know,
that
dude.
part was
and that's
dumb.
The moment,
so this, that's the
go
moment.
Ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Well,
this
that's
is
the moment.
actually.
Well, I'm saying that's the moment where where he kills a dude.
Yes.
Like they decide that's the moment with all this other crazy wild off the wall bullshit's going on. That's when he has to kill a dude, and like he's just like okay, and then he's just like okay, I guess I'm in. Like now, like he has like 5 seconds of remorse, and then he's like, well, nothing I can do anyway. Like what the fuck?
Oh yeah,
like, I don't know.
Right. I'm glad that you brought that up because I have written backwards Pakistan bus chase was A+ purely for how stupid it was. I mean, the bus is very colorful, which I enjoy, and then she's driving it backwards while yelling at him about being a creep.
Yeah. Well, their whole conversation, like they're having like their rom-com conversation while all this is going on, and I do like like the pretty like classic like kind of 80s action where he's like, "You've done this before," and she's like, "I'm gonna let you think that," and then it like starts that's nice. Like I feel that vibe. Like I understand that. Like and it's like okay,
they vibed better doing that stuff than they did doing the relationship stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, the action stuff they vibe really well during, but like then when it's time to be all cutesy. It's
him
like
being
not
like,
so much.
"Don't be a psycho," and she's like, "I'm a secret agent," which I didn't know the CIA just meant you killed because that I also have written down. Sadie kills about 24 people in about a span of 5 minutes. She kills many people.
Just like just a real quick. Whole 24. Just
I'm saying 24. I didn't count, but I'm saying at least 24. Hits the bus e-brake.
I believe that you stopped counting after like 15, and so we can
you
just
have to. I mean, well, she kills everyone in the caves, which was endless waves. Then all the trucks. Chris. So 32 minutes in action starts. He figures out she's a CIA agent. 10 minutes later, and this is happening in real time. He has 2 kills. He kills someone and then kills another person 20 seconds later.
I know, dude. He's like, "Oh no, I killed a guy. Oh wait, I gotta kill this guy now too."
I don't want to do this. 10 minutes later, kicks someone out of a bus.
Oh, they usually tap out by now. Like she's like, "They're not gonna tap out. Fucking kill them." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Kicks him out of a moving bus out over a cliff. But no, that scene, I could see that scene losing people with the CGI because it did look very. Dude, when they slid, when she goes, "We have to slide," and they slide on their legs. Like like the little hip slide they do. Oh my god! Yes, that looked really bad. That looked really bad.
Real fucking bad.
Where you're like Apple,
which is crazy.
Maybe cut out a couple of these cameos and spend an extra month in the CGI room, or just do it for real. Just set up these actors in some kind of thing where they can slide down dirt. I don't know.
There are working stunt doubles that need work. Like what I mean? I don't need to see their faces. Like I don't need to see their faces in this like moment. Like you can get a stunt double in, actually do it, and make it look so much better, and everybody will be safe because those are trained professionals and train in like good conditions. Like you know what I mean? Like they this is meant to happen. We have all variables taken care of. Let this trained person do it, and it'll look so much better, and it's not going to cost anything compared to fucking
that's
CGI.
What I was compared to like paying an art house, whatever. I mean, they probably just blanket pay them for the year to just do whatever they send them, but that's its own debate. Though. I know that's what Marvel does. They just have the same
exactly.
I will say it's not as bad as the DC CGI house. That place sucks. Yes. They use the same one for every movie. They use it, and it's terrible. It looks terrible. So bad. Marvel has a great one. Marvel might have the best one.
Yes, and I'm glad they finally unionized to like make it. Yeah, Disney, Marvel, they have really good stuff. Like all their, because all the Star Wars stuff like looks really good. Like, but like they all finally unionized pretty recently and stuff. So thank God. So like, it's going to continue to be even better because they'll have better work conditions and better pay. So like that will get even better. But like, whoever Apple has is fucking shit, dude. It's like terrible.
Oh yeah, It'll get better, I'm sure.
I'm sure it'll get better.
Who knows?
I mean, I fucking hope it gets better. But like, so that scene kind of drives me crazy. And then
that scene was bad. That scene was bad, especially on that same note. When you talk about 80s action, they didn't put a car on two wheels. That's a classic thing.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Yeah.
I know, but they did in a way because she e-braked the bus and it whips around with half of it going off the cliff, and then the other half. So in a way, it goes on two wheels. In a way,
yeah.
But then he immediately. But see, I was cool with that, and then they immediately hit the. If you're over a cliff, you have to have some character on some kind of swinging arm. Also dangle over the cliff, which
your classic Indiana Jones chase scene moment.
Yeah, the slapstick action, and maybe that was an homage to that. I don't know, but
I mean, but
I didn't need that. That part was just looked goofy, and
it looked goofy. That was the problem. There's a way to do it.
The man's life
right.
is already in enough danger. I don't need the extra.
Exactly. I'm already very worried about this fucking bougie farmer, dude. Like, I'm already worried about him. Like, we don't need to up the ante right now. We have a lot more movie to go. Again, it's been 32 minutes, and he's already killed 2 people. We have time to be worried about him.
And then right after, Sadie shows zero remorse and smiles at Cole when he resents killing. That was a no chemistry. I'll say that was a no chemistry moment because
that, and honestly,
have her do the line
between. I don't know, dude.
That's why I think she has CTE. That's the CTE, though.
Honestly, maybe
she just looks at him and smiles because her brain's all rattled, and it's just like he has no idea what's happening.
That makes complete sense. You're not wrong. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like that moment, like, I don't think any chemistry could have saved just the writing of that moment. You know what I mean? Like, why is this how she's reacting to him trying to come to terms with what he just did? Because he's not a professional fucking murderer like she is. Like, I don't like that writing. I don't care who it is that's in that scene. That scene does not work. Period.
No. Well, either have him kill no one and still feel, I don't know, but you could have him kill no one and feel bad about the deaths that happened around him, and she could be like, let's go. But he did do it. And she was like, so maybe he's right, and she is just heartless. He's like, but he doesn't ever mention that. He never mentions, you killed all those people. He just mentions, you don't love me, so you don't love anything.
Yeah, he's like, you're a liar. You lied to me and stuff. Like, you lied about your job.
You tracked me.
Yeah, she's like, you fucking psycho. You tracked me down. And like,
that is a common trope of secret agent relationships, is them being like, it's me or the job. It's like, I'm saving the world. What are you talking?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, no, dude, like, she's saving the world from shit that we will never hear about, and that's fine. Like, let her do it. Like, it's fine. Which, I mean, is kind of where we end up getting at some point. But so like after that scene,
it's capital. I have it. Enter Adrian Brody as Levesque.
Yes,
I think that's
Brody,
how you say
my fucking man, dude.
No, is there an S in there?
Levis?
Is it Levesque?
I don't know.
I don't know how to say it. I'm going to say it wrong the whole time.
It's all right.
Adrian. Tell me how to say it.
I think it's Levesque. I think it's Levesque.
Levesque.
Leveque. So I'm going to go with Levesque. We're going to say Levesque.
I like that.
Yeah, Levesque.
No
Levesque.
S. Yeah. I'm stupid American.
Yeah, no S.
Yeah, that was he saves the back half of the movie.
Love him.
He's just good. He knows what it is. His assistant, I didn't write down his name, played Bruce Lee in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay, yes, okay.
When he gets thrown into the car, the funniest scene, one of the funniest scenes, and he just throws him into the car.
He just so fucking good. Throws him. Oh my god. Okay, I knew I recognized that dude.
I don't remember what happens to that guy in the movie, I'll be honest. And I watched it last night. And
dude, same, dude. I think he dies at the very end.
Maybe.
I think he dies. Maybe.
Sure. Probably falls out the window.
Adrian Brody Levesque does die for sure.
Yes.
But I want to say he gets shot and dies or something. Maybe. I don't fucking know. I genuinely, I can't. I watched it last night too, and I couldn't fucking tell you, dude. Like that's how fucking wild this movie is.
By
dude.
the end of
like,
it,
I can't remember.
it does. There's a moment where your brain refuses to
I'm
take any
drained.
of it seriously.
Well,
Yeah,
what's funny too is one of the bad reviews said something along the lines of like, "You'll enjoy it while you're watching it, and then you'll immediately forget everything you just watched, like, and it won't matter or change your life that you can't remember anything about the movie, like,
100%.
which is so fucking funny to me. I love that so much that you can't remember it either because I was like, yeah, I don't remember what happens to that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next big scene though, the next big moment is like they yell at each other and then they go and they meet her contact in the farmer's market, as she calls it, of Pakistan and stuff. And then we get this is your time to shine, Neal. We get the
run. I have
cameo,
all of these
cameo. Like we get the cameo run right here. Let's go. Let's do it.
The one.
All right, so they put a bounty. They put a bounty on the tax man's head for $1 million alive. So every fucking bounty hunter in the world is looking for Chris Evans, who they think is the tax man. Right. All right.
Yes.
So what happens?
And also, well, hey, you can't forget the part where the guy who literally got shot is sitting there about, just dying, and he pours bullet ants on him.
Oh my god, yeah, Adrian Brody just is like
the most pointless. Hey, look at how bad our CGI ants look. And just
I know, dude, they look so bad, and he's just.
I don't understand that.
Like, do bullet ants do they immediately make you turn red like that? Because like his face is like all red and fucked up, like so
I don't
bad.
Think so.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Like, let's see, bullet ant injury.
Bullet ants dumped on face.
Like, what does that look like? Yeah. Let's see. No, not fire ant. Bullet ants. There's a difference. Let's see. Images. Come on. I mean, yeah, you get pretty red apparently, but
I mean, I'm sure
it doesn't. But like it's not. Face. It doesn't look like. Yeah, it's not like giant red welts that are like immediately bleeding and like taking your eyes out. Like I'm sure it wouldn't be great if they did bite your eyes, but like I don't know. Like it's just ridiculous, dude. It's just absolutely absurd.
There's always this unwritten rule where you have to show that the evil guy who's evil is completely a piece of shit, I guess.
He doesn't give a fuck.
How are we going to do it like this? But then the rest of the movie, you kind of make it seem like he's kind of doing this against his will a little bit. It's like, we have to get this deal done. We have to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, what? Honestly, like, that's a great point because, like, I kind of was feeling like on the second watch, I was like, does Levesque want to get out of this world? And that's why he wants this so bad. Like I wish they had given us more of that. Like he only seems scared that he won't get the deal because they'll kill him. But like if they gave us like a quick moment of like, he's like, I need to make this deal so I can just be done. Like, like people will die, but I can't do this anymore. I just want to make my money, like go like ghost the world. Ooh, ghosted the world and just like disappear and live on an island.
Ooh, make him a farmer too. Make him a farmer historian.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, dude. Like,
I love these France. Yeah, he's like, I know a lot about France cultural agriculture too.
Yeah, and they become best bros, and they write the book together. Like, come on, dude.
And then in the end, dude. And then
what a miss!
It's perfect.
Big swing.
Ana de Armas has a sister. Big swing and a miss. We're approaching. We're really at the point where there's only about 25 to 30 minutes left of this movie that makes sense, but that's okay.
we're really ramming towards the end here.
But it is fun. I was to this point, the movie is fun. It's happening.
It is a very fun watch.
And this scene,
very fun.
As I'm going through this, I want you to do something. Calculate how much you think this cost. Total cost of this.
Oh my god. So okay, yeah. Hold on.
I don't know if the bartender was a known actor. I just didn't look up everyone, but it at least starts with
her contact guy,
he looked familiar.
Bartender guy.
Yeah, he looked like one of those actors where you're like, were you on Lost or something? I just where you're just like, you look like you're on Lost in 20 years ago and look a little different. So it's Anthony Mackie.
Had like a Anthony Mackie.
He had like a anyways. Anthony Mackie, who's grandson of Sam, Which
grandson of Sam.
This
I
is
love
where
that, honestly. I think that's so
like,
fucking funny, dude.
This part is actually one of the few. Whatever writing team got this scene.
So this was my we were talking about like my one thing I like about the movie that I like this scene because of all the cameos. Like they're fucking hilarious, and it's very fun for this like 5 to 10 minutes real quick. This is like one of my favorite scenes because it's just so ridiculous. I'm the grandson of Sam, most evil guy ever, but like the new generation. Like I'm like that's so fucking
good.
dumb.
Like, he's like, I can't be killed, and then the leopard kills him, which is John Cho. And I didn't know he said the leopard. I looked that up. John Cho's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm the he's leopard. Amazing, dude.
And I'm sure it's only a matter of time till he's in Marvel too, And then
he'll be there. Yeah, he'll definitely be there.
So Anthony Mackie is killed by John Cho, who's then killed by God the Bounty Hunter, which I thought was funny. Dog the Bounty Hunter, but God the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. It's not dog, it's God.
Yeah. So very dumb but funny. That's Sebastian Stan. So obviously Anthony Mackie, Marvel, Sebastian Stan, Marvel, who is then also killed by Anthony Mackie.
Who gets killed again.
Who dies right after. Which I thought that was
his last act of defiance is he runs over God.
Yes, Captain Falcon runs over the Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier. And it's just like and they're both trying to take Captain America alive too.
Yes.
Like this guy.
Yes. It's very good. I that was totally a, hey, I'll do your dumb movie. Just give my buddy some work,
Exactly. Or
just let me be on set with them wherever they are. They shot all of this in Atlanta, so I'm sure they had a great night at one of those clubs down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that little run, I was thinking about. I was like, man, I wonder if they paid these guys a little. I don't know.
Absolutely. So
that's where your CGI budget went.
Yeah, my guesstimation is that 5 to 10 minutes cost them $26 million.
Okay.
Of the budget.
I'd probably say that's accurate.
I was thinking 10 for Mackie, 4 for Cho, and 12 for Sebastian Stan. Is kind of how I wrote that in, because like Mackie and Sebastian Stan are obviously they're MCU and stuff, but Sebastian Stan's been doing it longer, so he gets a little bit more, even though Anthony Mackie is now Captain
leading
America
man now. That's
and is
true.
Now he's leading man. But I think he would have been like, I'll do this like real quick. But like I feel like Sebastian Stan's agent is like, he can't do it for less than that. You know what I mean? Like, and then I think Cho is he's up there at this point because he has got a long career. Also, he was in the second season of. Have you ever watched on Apple TV? Okay, well, so you're a long time Apple TV subscriber, right? Yeah, like
yes,
so
I am.
There's a show on Apple TV called The After Party. Which is really, really good. It's like a murder mystery like comedy, but each episode they do like a different genre as like the detective is like interviewing them, and like the one, like there's a rom-com episode, there's an action episode, there's a horror episode, and it's like cool. Well, what happened, like okay, like so what happened from your perspective, and then like the way it's shot and edited, it's like different genres. In the second season, John Cho is one of the main characters, so he's worked with Apple TV before, or like at the same time, like he's working for Apple TV, did that show and did this movie real quick. So I feel like he was going to be like, well, I was a lead in one of your shows, so
that's a good point.
I gotta do it for a cool $4 million,
Yes, I'll do it for a nice clip. Well, then that means they're paying Chris and Anna like $100 million each, which probably is not that unrealistic.
Yeah,
anymore. On it, Apple TV reminds me of like the memes where you're like, you ask like, I think it was like, who was the dude who had like the biggest tour? Was it Garth Brooks or whoever it was? Where you're just like, how much is a gallon of milk? He's like, like $20.
Yeah, like $20 or something.
That reminds. I think Apple looks at like movie making like that because they have so much money.
No, it's
how much? 200 million? Does that work?
No, it's fucking oh my god, Arrested Development. It's a banana. Yes. What could it cost? $10?
Yes, exactly.
That's what it is.
The Lucille Bluth.
Yeah,
Yes,
Lucille Bluth.
absolutely.
Oh, I love
Yes.
her. R.I.P. She was
R.I.P.
amazing. She was the best.
On it, that does suck
Uh,
that they might not do another season because of that. I mean, I get it. She's a pivotal
I mean,
character.
I get it. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, my rewatches of that show end at season
The
3.
last season stank.
Yeah,
I
can't.
Let's be honest.
I'm like, all the Netflix stuff. It's like, I get what you're trying to do, but nah. Okay,
You've been watching
so
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Just sidebar. The last season's coming out.
oh yeah, I know. I need to get on that.
I haven't started. I saw it was coming out. I was like,
yeah.
huh.
Oh, okay. So I just pulled up this random article. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I was trying to find the budget. The budget was $41 million. So
to this movie?
I'm gonna.
So let's see. No. You're locked in. So 26 of that went to Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, and John Cho.
And so let's see. So the rest of it went to.
Honestly, they probably just, you know what they did? They said, "Do this, and we'll give you a role in something else." Because I was just thinking about this.
Honestly,
I bet Apple prides himself on any Disney actor in the big pantheon of Disney, considering Fox, all of it. If they can get any of them to come do their stuff, they probably look at it as like a haha,
Yeah, that's true. I could see that.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's just.
See, that's the thing though with Apple. It's like, this is the first thing from Apple that I've watched that I was like, this is not good and stuff, because
their shows are great.
Like, you need to watch Silo with Rebecca Ferguson. That was lit.
I have a super long list now. Yeah, Severance. I've been recommended by many people.
Oh my god, that show is fucking stupid. How good it is.
Many people said it was their favorite show of 2023. Period. Or whenever it came out.
That's how Kyle's. That's how Kyle sold it to me. He was like, I don't think I've seen a better show in a long time. And Kyle's my TV liaison for this show, this Bad Movie Debate. Like, he's my TV guy, and he was like, that's the gas right there. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And he was right. So real quick though, let me read you this sentence from this article that I just is like, it's the film, made on a budget of $41 million, proved to be a lackluster execution of forgotten tropes and spy thrillers. Yes, but the next sentence is really going to blow your mind. This is a live find out. We're both just now finding this out. Scarlett Johansson was initially cast as the female lead, but scheduling conflicts spared her from involvement in this disappointing film.
So they are just trying to get every Marvel actor.
It was supposed to be ScarJo. Yeah, it was literally like, Ana de Armas hasn't made it to the MCU yet. They haven't pulled her yet. They were literally gonna have ScarJo. That's who they wanted, but they couldn't because she was working on other stuff. Like,
they probably were like, "Can we get Robert Downey Jr. to be the villain?"
Oh my god, dude! If oh my god,
how did we say we're pronouncing it? I need it. Levesque. I need to just write it down phonetically. Levesque. Okay. Because my brain keeps not doing that, but
just not wanting to do it.
That's Robert Downey could be his dad. They're like, no, dude, that's exactly what they did. Robert Downey could be his dad. No, you know what? We'll get the voice of Hercules. We'll steal from Disney that way.
It's like, don't worry, we're still pulling from Disney, but like it'll be subtle.
Yes, that's
totally fucking amazing, dude. I can't believe ScarJo. Honestly, I feel like ScarJo. It would have been better if ScarJo did it.
They would have had more chemistry for sure.
The chemistry would have been better for sure.
And nothing against. I think Ana did actually a good job with the action part of it, like taking it seriously.
I like Ana de Armas, but I think Scarlett Johansson is an overall better actress.
Oh yeah. Well,
hands to God, they're both great, but
is there a good broken English actress like that can get her point across? You know what? Who's the one? Is it Marion Cotillard? Is that how you say it? From
Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, and what's the other one? Inception.
Inception.
She might be the best. Like, speaks with a not complete English, but does great.
Yeah, has a heavy, fluent in English, but has a heavy accent and stuff. Yeah, she's really good too. So
because
Ana de Armas. Yeah,
I will say watching this and Gal Gadot.
Yeah, and
watching Heart of Stone and this made me. I think doing it in that order made me maybe appreciate this one a little more. I was like, okay, she's trying. Also, I thought her stunt double did a great job. Like of the precision of like, I like that she shot each person like once. It just seemed more like professional. I don't know, because that's the things like you always get in these movies. They just spray and pray, which Chris Evans does. You know, they do a bit of that.
But it makes sense for him. It makes sense for him to do it. He's not a murderer. He's not a fucking psycho.
Hey, actually, to get us back on track, right after this part, he says he's a farmer, not a super spy.
True.
I'm a farmer, not a super spy. Because she goes, why didn't you tell me they think you have the passcodes? He's like, why didn't you ask me what the torturer was torturing me about? I was like, okay, that's kind of a good. That's where the CTE. I'm telling you, this is where CTE starts to creep in. Where I'm like,
that makes sense.
Immediately after that, I wrote massive head trauma and CTE because I'm like, that's a good point. Everything she's done doesn't make any sense. None of this makes sense. These two people should never have met.
I literally thought the same thing during that scene. I was like, he's so right. Like, yeah, why didn't she fucking be like, why were they torturing you? What did they want to know?
Right,
like,
she's supposed to be this super spy.
She was just immediately offended that they're like, they think you're the tax man.
Why didn't you tell me? Yes, prideful, very prideful.
Yeah.
You know,
fucking pride, man.
That's where again. All right, so we can really. There's not. So next, I have plane fight was cool. Any fight inside of an enclosed place you can't get out of is cool. Like the end of Blade Runner 2049, and they're fighting in that car that's sinking. Super dope.
God.
This wasn't that cool, but it was. My favorite part.
It's hard to be
better
than Blade Runner.
Yes, true. Shout out, went and saw that in theaters, and we were hitting some pins, and the three people next to me fell asleep completely, and I was there alone. I was the only one awake, like 2 hours 45 minutes, and I look, I'm like, oh, everyone's asleep. It was awesome.
Absurd,
and then
dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then later on, my buddy Andy was like, "Yeah, I went back and watched. It was awesome." I was like, "Yeah, I know."
I was like, "Yeah, I know, dude." Like I was there.
Wasn't a cheap ticket. Awesome. We did the IMAX and everything. But all right, plane fight was cool. I wrote Chekhov's selfie, which I liked, just because like the that was Chekhov's shotgun or whatever. Like if you show it, you have to use it.
Oh, the Chekhov's gun. Yeah, the Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, like if you show something, if you show a gun, you have to use the gun. I wrote Chekhov's selfie because it's him. It's him taking a picture of her. I was like, that has to come back around.
Right.
Also, everything in this movie is just the most convenient thing ever. Like he goes. We skipped past this. He gets to London with a 15-year-old ticket that he deferred.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But you just said, which they were trying to show that he's a man who doesn't want to travel, I guess, or he puts off traveling, which was its own weird,
he's like scared
pointless subplot.
The country.
Apparently, no, he never was trying to leave for a hot girl. That's all it was. Class trip, not boring. Because the second that happened, but his family's clearly rich, and they could have just been like, "We want you to go. We'll buy you the ticket." You know. Whatever.
Exactly.
I thought that was funny, though.
He doesn't need to use this fucking bullshit fucking 15-year-old ticket.
I don't even know if that worked. They just give you an infinite I'm just saying ticket.
Because his sister fucking she's like, oh my god, you still fucking have that. Like she's like, I don't know. I love
walk into an airport in 2023 with a 20-year-old plane ticket and try to use it and see what they say.
Voucher and be like, this I mean, hey, if it doesn't have an expiration date on it and you have it, then I guess they have
be
to
paper
it,
tickets. You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist.
This is obviously you're a terrorist. I'm gonna call Ana de Armas and get her down here to take you down because
that's a different movie. And he's she two taps him right at the beginning of the movie.
Exactly. She's gonna take him down, and he's like, "I'm just trying to get my inhaler back and see if you want to clap cheeks again, because that was a good time." But honestly, I'd watch that movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this movie did a lot. I'll put it this way, and so the writer, director, all that stuff, they definitely went to script writing 101. You can't have a single thing that's not paid off at some point, because everything they mention is paid off in some way down the line, which is we're about to get to the really goofy part. So we'll skip to when the movie falls apart, because at this point the debate's really going to be in your hands, unfortunately. All of this was fun. This was all fun. This was all good.
Yeah, at this point, I'll say at this point, like, I'm still in. I'm still like, okay, I'm still having a good time. It's making enough sense. They get deserted on an island, and we have like a little break in the action.
Okay, but no budget for skydive scene. No budget for the skydiving scene.
Well, again, he somehow 26 million to those 3 cameos, and there's only a $41 million budget. So he
somehow holds an entire person, the briefcase, their stuff, and initiates and controls the two-handed control. Normally,
while she's been stabbed, she's been shot or stabbed or whatever. She's hurt. Yes. She's injured bad.
Which you wouldn't know because when she wakes up, she has been stabbed and skydove. Her hair looks great.
She looks amazing. She looks incredible, dude. Oh
maybe
my god.
Maybe a little frizzy, you know.
You know, she just, like skydived, and stuff. So like,
and that isn't Ana de Armas' problem.
Perfect.
I don't think she can actually look sad. You know what I mean?
I don't think she can either.
She can be like a cute pouty mad where you're like, hey, you don't, or like smiling at you, which also her charm, in quotes, her charm in this movie is just say something, do a little laugh, and then smile at you. Like that's her charm when it comes to flirting, which probably has worked excellent for her. Honestly,
I'm sure she's just all she's ever had to do with me. Yeah, that's all she's ever had to do. Like, but like that's the thing is like I feel like because like in Knives Out, she's really good at being sad in Knives Out. Like at the very beginning, like she's super sad.
That's true. That's a good point. She does do a good job
and she's super charming in that movie. I feel like she really dialed it in. Like
she can do shocked. She can do shocked.
She can do shocked.
Like when she's like, I gave you too much. Like,
exactly. Again, that was great. Oh my god.
Has she ever cried in a movie? Has she ever cried?
She cries in that movie like crazy, dude. She cries in that movie like a
it's still like a super attractive cry.
No, dude. No. Well, obviously, I'm
saying ugly face cry. It's Ana de Armas ugly cried. I'm just kidding. I don't.
Let's see. I got 0 hits. Nothing came up.
It says 0. Dang it.
That's a bummer.
No, you're right. She does do a really good job in that movie of being like. No, you're right. I do actually remember this scene. She does a really good movie of like I'm looking at it now. I did believe that scene. Well, she didn't do any of that in this because again, CTE can't process emotions.
It's her character. She can't do it now. So
she cannot do it.
Does that mean she did a really? I'm on your side now. Apparently, like, does that mean she did a really good job playing this role because she has CTE and so she can't emote properly? Is that what this is?
Yes.
All right. Maybe that's all right. Point Neal. I
think it's. I think it's. Yes. This is CTE versus some kind of socially underdeveloped man, like mentally.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. I mean, I think that works. I think that fucking works.
So this is the first time that they really drive home the whole point of keeping the cactus alive. Cole's supposed to be the cactus. This is not what a cactus does. And then it's like keeping the cactus. Like Cole is the cactus. Get it? Even though he's not a cactus.
No.
The island. They showed that we're on an island, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did the ATVs come from?
Dude, I have no fucking clue. I'm so glad you brought it up because I was about to being like, how the fuck did all of this get here? Like,
so I wrote, island has ATVs on it. At this point, I noticed all my notes have question marks and not like,
That's my favorite thing about watching these bad movies, man. It's like, like all these
turns on transponder hours later. He knows you're a spy. Why not turn on the transponder the second you wake up, or like in the plane?
Because he's a fucking creep, dude.
Yeah, well, she's like, creep. I gotta make sure. She's like, she for sure wanted to leave him. She was hoping the Marines would show up in secret. She could just sneak out.
Exactly, dude. But like, he's like, well, like, no, even Boris, like, she was asleep for a really long time. He didn't go looking
6
for
hours,
one, knowing she probably had one. Yeah, he's like, I'm not. He's like, no, like, we're stuck here. Like, oh, it sucks, babe. Like, we're stuck.
Yeah.
Like, look at me being a cat. Like, look at me being all cute and sweet. Like, I'm taking care of you.
Her with the Riz, all like, the Riz face. Ooh.
Dude, he rizzes her so hard being like, oh, I found all these native plants, because, I know plants and stuff. And
yes.
like,
oh, yeah.
You learn a lot about culture from fucking plants and stuff. And like, I know that this will heal you. I can take care of you. I'm a protector. It's like, this motherfucker, she is a fucking CIA super spy. She don't need you to protect her. She gonna be fine. Like, she has a transponder.
Liability. Full-on liability.
He's a liability, yes. Like, that is what he is. He's a creepy liability. And like, he could have dug around her, like, found her fucking transponder, turned it on. She could have woken up and been like, oh, what happened? And he's like, hey, it's time to wake up. We got to go. They're here. Before the ATVs grew in the forest with the bad guys on them, or wherever the fuck they came from. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The island scene is weird to me.
He gives off too big of like, if this didn't work out, what would he have done? Like, would he have gone out to the bees and just no suit on? You know what I'm saying? He would just, you know what I'm saying? Like, this seemed like this was it. This was it for him. Like, this was the last moment.
Yeah, dude, he would have given up on everything.
That's the weird vibes you got.
Bullet ants at? Where them bullet ants at? Like,
he runs into that big cage or that big glass.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Box.
He's like, I'll take all of them. I don't give a fuck about your scale. Give me a 10 now. Like, I can't do it anymore.
Yes.
Like, I completely agree with that sentiment. He's like, it's this or I'm dead. I don't give a fuck anymore.
So
like,
1 hour 15 minutes in. This is when I wrote immediately after Island has ATVs on it. 1 hour 15 minutes. Movie goes full crazy.
All right,
it's like this is no, just the whole thing. Oh, the movie goes full crazy. It's everything else after. I went back and wrote that because I was like, okay, when did this happen? Because immediately the CIA sends in the Marines, which is I get that. That has to do with like special agent groups. I think don't want their name on stuff that's random, like the SEALs. So they just send in the Marines, but they're dressed like Navy SEAls. Basically, but then they show up. Don't shoot any of the terrorists or whatever that are there. Don't go after them. They're like, man, we got to get you. We got to get you home. At no point is she like, hey, the bomb is like on the other side of the island. So that's where the logical fallacies just the bottom falls out right here for me. As far as if you wanted the movie to make any kind of sense, so that's okay. The CIA sends Marines. I just thought was funny because they were like. They would send other CIA agents, I'm guessing. Maybe special ops. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Add in the comments what they'd send. Yeah. You got to Jamie, look that up. Jamie, look up what they send.
Jamie, look that up. Would they do special ops or would they do just regular Marines? To keep
I do think it's a thing where like the SEALs don't like putting their name on stuff like that. No, it's just not. Like random, But so enters your guy, Mustafa Shakir. He's the black guy with the crazy eyes, he played Bushmaster in Luke Cage. You remember that? If you watched that, he was
shit! Fuck
yes,
yeah, he did.
The crazy eye villain. I looked at it exactly. I looked at him. I was like, why do you seem so familiar? Which funny line later on when they're getting Chris Evans to go undercover or whatever. He's like, just send Jackson in disguise. He's like, yeah, that'll work. It's like literally the most recognizable.
Exactly. That was pretty funny. Yeah, like this
gigantic, blue-eyed black man. It's going to be recognized. It's apparently like deputy director Evans. Too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Chris Evans also, But let's see. So this is where I'm going to have to give. I mean, I'm just going to start conceding points here. They're still in the same clothes. It's like the CIA has standards. They will give you new clothes.
They can give you new clothes.
After being shot and stabbed, which her wound has not been treated. It's just at one point you see through her clothes and it's just clear skin. And you're like, oh, did they forget why? They forgot why the hole was in the holes. Yeah, no. Again,
yeah,
are they superheroes? I start to wonder. Is she Black Widow? Is this secretly?
Is this a MCU like undercover at Apple and Disney are like teaming up to start a new chapter of the MCU, and Chris Evans is playing a different character.
I'm putting that as a point for me. Putting a point for me. It can't be bad. It's a secret Marvel movie.
Exactly. Yeah,
they've never made a bad movie before.
Yeah, Marvel's never done anything wrong. Absolutely not.
And then, God. I know you have this one written down. They get Chris. They go from calling him a big dumb dipshit to saying, "Wait a minute, this man knows agricultural history. That plant's from this. That's not her plant. He's in front of the whole room, telling them
So
I give the floor.
This was it for me, dude. So first the CIA gets them, and then we have a pointless fucking lie detector test scene.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Just for
I didn't even write it down. I didn't even write it down because it was so dumb.
It's literally just for the fuck of it. And the only thing I wrote down about that is that they keep that was like, because the girl who's doing the lie detector test, she tells them to like get a room or like something about the sexual attention.
Oh, to get a room joke.
Which is like,
that's like the 15th time they've said it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. The running joke.
I swear to God, dude, it was a inside joke that they put into the movie because they were like, well, we wanted ScarJo, but we didn't get her. Got on de Armas. People will watch it because she's in it, playing opposite Chris Evans, but they do not work. So we're just gonna have everybody talk about how they need to get a room to like hammer in that they do have chemistry and sexual tension, because like we're gonna beat it into you and you'll believe it by the end. That's
like, a good point.
That's the only thing. Only reason I could understand why they would do it that many times, and that's the only reason that fucking lie detector scene exists, is for that. Because like they could have had this conversation not in a lie detector setting, because then you had the girl there to like say the joke. Because the dude, the crazy eyes dude, he wouldn't have just said that. You know what I mean? Because he's very serious. He's kind of like, fuck Ana de Armas, I think she's a traitor and stuff. Like he's like not with it. He wouldn't have said it. He's like, so we're talking about this other girl.
Is it ever discussed? Is it like a nuclear weapon? I just know it's a thing that we don't want them to get. I don't remember.
I wrote down.
I have no idea.
What did I write down? I wrote down something.
It is funny that he's playing it. They're all just, the CIA just apparently is just playing it fast and loose with everything. Like,
I wrote down Aztec is the name of the world-ending tech or whatever it is. Like, is the note I wrote. It
never says what it does.
It's like a bomb. It was like, is it a disease like that one Mission Impossible movie? Is it a bunch of bees? Like that
maybe that's
turn
what
people
it
into
is.
Zombies? Like, is that what it is?
Yes.
Is that what we
Zom-Bees?
Zombies? Like, is it a Zom-Bees thing? Like, I don't like
anyone listening to this. Me and Jacob are now trademarking Zom-Bees, a movie about
Zom-Bees is copyright, trademark, 2024. Jacob Babb, Neal McIntyre. Fucking that's ours. No one's allowed to use it.
It's gonna be about bees that turn you into zombies, obviously, and then guess who the secret hero is? Japanese murder hornets.
Oh my god! No fucking way!
Full circle. That's it's great. A sequel to this movie. Right. The same murder hornet.
That same murder hornet is the key. Is the key to the whole thing. So
Cole's dumbass is gonna be the first one killed. We're killing Cole first.
Immediately. Bad news is you have to watch this movie to understand the movie we're gonna write. The good news is our movie is gonna be lit. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
We'll talk off air. We can't give away all the plot yet. We'll talk off air about our Zom-Bees movie. I genuinely think we should write it just for fun. Like, let's fucking do it.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Or we can do what these guys did and just put your movie outline into Chat GPT. You know what? I'm gonna ask my Snapchat. I'm gonna ask my Snapchat AI real quick. What is an outline of a movie? Yes, Hey, my AI.
Yeah,
I need an outline for a movie about bees that make you a zombie.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
So let's see what you get. Let's see what I get.
All right, let's see. Yeah, let's both do that real quick.
Yes.
About bees that turn people into zombies. All right, let's see. He's thinking. That's such a unique idea for a short story. I love the creativity. Yes. Thanks. Bee emoji. Zombie emoji. Let's see. How about exploring the concept of bees that have a mysterious effect on people, but instead of turning them into zombies, they give them extraordinary powers? Pfft, no, fuck you. I want them to turn into zombies. All right, mine didn't yield any good results. It wants to make them superheroes. It wants to make Bee Man, which I don't want.
Yes. Okay. Mine has in a peaceful town, a swarm of genetically modified bees accidentally gets infected with a mysterious virus. Well, they don't have to be genetically modified if they get the mysterious virus.
And a mysterious virus. Yeah, we can pick one.
Both.
One or the other.
These infected bees start stinging people, but if we made the bees really big, where when they sting, it like rips a heart out, that's good.
Yeah.
But turning them into mindless zombies, our heroes, a group of beekeepers and scientists, must find a way to stop the Zom-Bees and save their town. It's a thrilling mix of horror and comedy with a sting of excitement. Then they did a bee emoji zombie. This is
amazing.
This is why I get why they went on. I get why they went on strike. I get it.
Yeah, I totally get why they were like, "Hey, can we not do that?" Because like that's a pretty decent plot. Like that's a good through line right there.
Dude,
like,
can you imagine like you read some movie and then fucking you see that Ghosted gets made for $41 million. You're like, okay,
yeah, exactly,
yeah,
dude. Okay,
yeah.
Honestly, I was by the end of the movie, I was like, I can't believe they spent. I didn't know how much they made.
Well, you thought they spent $400 million, apparently.
Yeah, something like that.
I will say, I want to be an extra in your movie, Jacob. I want $26 million for 2 hours of shoot time.
Can you? Well, that's the thing. Can you? You're gonna have to do like 10 years of being in the MCU first before you can pop in and pop out for like 10 mil. So you gotta do all that first, but it's all right.
This is the reason I think I lose the rest of this movie, by the way, is because my notes went from 2 pages, 3 pages down to like 4 lines. Because this is when the action roulette starts, or not, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So I wrote. This is where I finally wrote down Cole, all-time gaslighter and manipulator, because this is where he tells her that you don't care about the things you love, but he's willing to do whatever for the people he loves, and just looks her right in the face again, tells her for like the 14th time, maybe if you ever loved something, you'd love me, which is such a weird
one. Just like, dude, chill the fuck out, man. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I've never looked like Chris Evans. Maybe if you do, things are different. I don't know. Like,
maybe, yeah, I'm sure as fuck.
Apparently, he's this hopeless bozo, but he just him with the beard is just so hard to take serious, though, dude. Just because, like, man, you're too like, I don't know. Maybe he has a great stylist in real life. His parents have just paid.
Probably.
But he has this perfectly manicured, like, everything. He's just like, how do I get a girl? I don't know.
So perfect. It's just so beautiful. And it's just like, he's just such a beautiful man.
Chris, maybe try not eating them alive and you'll get a girlfriend.
Maybe just
because that's the vibes you give off.
Take a couple steps back, bro. Like, it'll be fine. You'll be fine. I promise. Like, also, Jesus Christ.
This is where I started falling asleep. He hates suits. Sorry, not to interrupt, but
that line he does hate suits. Oh my god, yeah. I know. It's like, suits. I get you're a fucking farmer. Stop messing with your collar. Oh, no,
I took that as superhero suits.
Whoa.
Because he did it while tucking in his pants. He did it while he tucked in his pants and crap, like he does when he's walking away from his own body. And he goes, "That's America's ass," or whatever. He goes, "That is America's ass." It was like the same thing, and it was like I hate suits. I saw that as like a superhero suit thing. But again, I've already at this point decided that Apple's making this movie as a big middle finger to Disney. Like,
honestly, dude.
You made just like $18 billion. We made nothing.
We made nothing, dude. No, dude. Honestly, they probably made so much money because, like, I know people watch this fucking movie. Like, I know they did.
My mom, when I told her about it, my mom was like, I went to watch that. I was like, tell me what you think. Because
let me know. Let me know.
I don't know that I would have clicked on it on my own.
Yeah,
I am genuinely not unhappy that I watched it. That is an honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, it's a good watch. It's a fun watch for sure. Don't expect
good enough. Don't expect
The Godfather or like anything like Scorsese. Like, even fucking
just don't expect.
MCU,
have no expectations.
No expectations. Just sit back, enjoy the ride, have a beer. You'll be fine. But yeah, the movie, it genuinely, you're 100% correct. We did have the same moment about like, okay, the whole movie is falling apart. Like I like Austin can attest to this. She's in there. I think she's asleep at this point, but like I like as soon as he was like, oh, that's a super rare plant from South America that the Aztecs used and stuff, and it flipped, and he was like, I know what's going on. That's the fucking code. That's what the password is for the genetic sequence. Da da da. And they're like, oh, you're a genius. We're gonna send you in there, and you're gonna be like our guy. Like you're gonna have to play the tax man and stuff. And he's
not
like,
you, Anna.
No, I don't want to.
Exactly.
And they're like, oh, he's like, I don't want to. And they're like, you have to. And he's like, okay, I guess I will to save my family. And All Day Armors is like, no, he can't do that. That's fucking stupid. Like, I'm going to go in there with him. And they're like, you need to go home. You're on leave. You're suspended. Get out of here, trained CIA professional who can handle this situation. We're going to send in a civilian. I was like, if I wasn't watching this to talk to you about, I was like, I'm gonna fucking turn this movie off right now. I was so mad because I was in the first the first three out of four, the 75% of the movie. I was like, you know what?
Yes,
I might lose this debate. Like it's fun. Like their chemistry's kind of weird, but like and it's like, but the cameos are fun. Like and like the action's like okay, like it'll be fine. Like pretty fun movie. It's worth a watch. And then 76% started, and I was like, I hate everything. Apple TV needs to die. Chris Evans and Ade Armos. I hate them now, and I hate them for doing this movie.
John Cho needs to return the $20 million he got for this cameo.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I'm like I was so fucking mad. Like when it like I was literally screaming at the TV. I was like, you can't just do this. You can't just do this right now. I'm so fucking pissed at you.
It really was so 1 hour, 15 minutes in, the ass falls out of the movie.
And then there's still 45 minutes of the movie.
And the thing is, I wonder if I don't think writer's strike was happening during this, but it literally goes from everything's fine, plain scene is cool, or plain scene, fight scene's cool. Immediately though, they jump out the plane, and then it cuts to them on the beach. I wonder if there was some kind of moment where the script was rewritten, because that's the last 45 minutes of the movie at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they didn't film anything, which again, I don't need another skydive scene. They never look good. They never make sense.
No, except for Tom Cruise Mission Impossible Fallout, because he actually jumped out of a plane.
Yes, that was cool.
With a camera guy.
And that's just him. Shit. But that's just him skydiving. Because I'm thinking about Uncharted, where he's jumping between the crates. I don't know if you've seen that. It's in the trailer.
Oh, I have. I've seen that movie. The games are amazing.
Right?
That's very fun. I think it's near the beginning. Yeah, it's a very fun part of the video game. The video games.
And I've played that part of the video game.
Yeah, and it's lit. But the movie, it was like, what the fuck?
Honestly. It was clear they wanted Mark Wahlberg to be the main character, but he was just too old.
I know.
So they were like,
so the character, hard sidebar real quick, is his name is Nathan Drake, because they were like, at the time they were like, if we ever can get like a show or a movie out of this, we want Nathan Fillion to play Nathan Drake. Like that was like, that's who he's modeled after in terms of personality and like looks and stuff. Is Nathan Drake is like Nathan Fillion, which is why
I would have liked that. I would have liked that.
At the end of the movie, Nathan
I just looked him up.
Fillion has a cameo.
Yeah, that's a good too.
Nathan Fillion
Shout
has
out
a cameo.
Castle.
He's just
Shout
sitting
out
on the
Castle
beach.
and Firefly.
Castle. Yeah, Firefly. Yes. Ooh, oh, so good. But like he was like,
no, you have to love Firefly if you're. Sorry. You
have to love Firefly. Bugs. We love all bugs here.
Yes.
Apparently. But I just Zom-Bees. Don't forget.
Yes.
I don't know, man.
This dude, he played a really good role. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He was the guard.
Yeah.
Who was like, I got one of those myself. That was a really good scene. Also amazing.
Nathan
amazing
Fillion
movie
is
right there.
Incredible. Dude, have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He played
not all the way through. At least the first 2 or 3 seasons.
Okay, so this is deeper into it, but there's an episode where they're working on a case where they it's Peralta and Diaz, and they pick up a case that's what is it? It's like there's a case where there's like a stolen laptop from a like TV show that is like a CSI or like a Law and Order type show where they play detectives and stuff. And Nathan Fillion plays one of the cops that's playing a cop in he's like an actor who's doing it and stuff, and he's fucking hilarious in it because it's like this is his character from Castle but over the top and an idiot, and it's amazing.
Yes.
Like he's amazing. Also Nathan Fillion, one of his best roles ever is World War Z, the audiobook, the full casted audiobook.
Oh, nice.
He tells one of the stories that Mark Hamill, fucking Luke Skywalker, is the narrator.
The Joker as well.
Yeah. He's so
equally as popular narration career or voice acting career, I would say.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Just as many people have heard him be the Joker, I think.
Oh my god, absolutely.
I don't know about that.
All right, hard sidebar again. Batman the Animated Series is the best Batman of all time. Is the truest Batman.
Oh yeah,
ever.
Absolutely.
Every character is truly who they were written to be at every single moment. All the acting is amazing. And I will argue with anybody about that all fucking day. Christopher Nolan Batman, great, love it. The new Robert Pattinson Batman, great, love it. It will not touch Batman the Animated Series. It's the best.
And Adam West Batman.
Oh yeah, it's Adam West Batman in the '60s.
That one, dude, I got that one for Christmas.
Those are the two best.
I got Batman the movie, which is what that one was called, and Spinal Tap in the same year when I was
nice
6th grade Christmas. I think or maybe 7th grade. I just got into like watching movies, and my parents, like my dad, was like, watch these, and he didn't tell me Spinal Tap was like not real. It's like you're young.
Yeah, it's a mockumentary.
What is that? Yeah. And that was up there. That did anything hit as hard? Also, dang it, I've lost this fight because this is how bad the rest of this movie goes. That I would rather reminisce on other good movies. but Borat, I just say Borat, Superbad, Spinal Tap. I got like all of those the same year, and I just that whole Christmas break, my mind was just blown.
Just blow. Like, you're like, oh, this is what movies are.
Like, this is what funny is. This is what being funny actually is. I'm not funny. Comedy? This is funny. Yeah.
This is funny. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's so funny that you're like, I can't. Like, you're like, I've lost this debate because of that. Because
there's not much. Look, I think everyone should give it a shot. But if you turn it off at 1 hour 15, we can run through what you miss out on. I think Bounty Hunter Club is dope. Also, they shot this in Atlanta. It doesn't exist. I was wondering what rotating thing they're supposed to be in DC.
See,
again,
that's what I was like,
you can't put a movie in DC and have a bunch of people with guns. You can't carry a gun in DC. Like, there's undercovers everywhere. There's undercovers everywhere.
That's not. Yeah, because I was like, are they in the Space Needle? Are they in Seattle now?
Exactly. Like
and then
the other Washington.
Spinning, and I was like, and I was like, and now it's spinning. I was like, I don't think the needle spins. Like.
they need to have all future, which is just funny because in Atlanta, Georgia, you probably don't need a carry permit or like they have the very lax, carry permits or
Yeah, they're more lax for
Washington D.C. does not have there's literally 100 guns are pulled out momentarily. Also spoiler alert to anyone watching it this far if you're watching along.
By the way, if you've made it this far, there's a lot of spoilers in this episode.
Yes, yeah. I imagine everyone's starting the movie as we're starting this, and it's a watch along.
Yeah, exactly.
But seriously, dude, it goes from tons of notes, and part of it was getting late. But I was just once that action scene starts, what is there to say? It's
I know. Yeah,
dope bounty hunters. The whole I put $2 million
at one point. So I have notes that were Aztec is the name of the world-ending tech or whatever, and then my next note is literally zoned out for 30 minutes. Okay, now they're back at the CIA or whatever, and they're getting a lie detector test. That's dumb. Completely zoned out for 30 minutes. It was like, what is happening? Where am I? I forgot.
There's a plane fight. Again, Adrian Brody kills a scene where he goes "She just called you idiot to your face. Kill her." Or I guess he doesn't really have a Russian. It's more French, but. And then he doesn't kill her and fails. And then they both, all the bodyguards make it out of the plane.
Yeah, of course they do.
And then this is exactly what I have written down is he hates suits. dope bounty hunter club, which it's always fun just seeing like the different things. Half the bounty hunters were also apparently the waiters.
Yeah,
which is like an
I was kind of confused. I was kind of
So
confused by that.
Are they living off $2 hourly plus tips?
Are they? Do they moonlight? Yeah, do they moonlight for tips? Like
these are all the worst bounty hunters that can't kill anything.
Exactly. The bounty hunting game isn't really like the market's kind of blown out.
I gotta pick up a shift at Applebee's because I can't kill anything.
Exactly. It's like, and they're doing the $2 margaritas. So like, this is gonna be terrible. Like, it's gonna be a terrible shift. Like, the fuck. I love that I
and then my next line is Ryan Reynolds as Jonas, which was her ex-boyfriend, which they had to pay off like her boyfriend. Again, that's where the AI, also a Marvel actor. Just saying.
I was about to say,
especially, and they're about to bring him in. They're about to bring him in. If you saw the trailer, the Super Bowl trailer, they're about to use the TVA, which is something I had heard and kind of agreed. Like that's the best way to just force feed mutants and everybody else into the MCU.
That's
just
why
do the time variance.
Literally, Loki was made to do that.
I agree.
It's the only reason, which is wild because Loki is a really good show. But it's also the original idea was how do we get all the stuff that we didn't have the rights to into everything now
without taking 10 years to set it up.
Exactly. And then they made an amazing show out of it.
Yes. Yes.
So,
no, Loki is they're trying to right the ship.
A good show.
Yes, you can tell much like the epic bus scene that was awesome and totally worth watching. They ripped the e-brake, and we were dangling off the edge of the cliff, but I think they've gotten us back in. Look, we had to commit a couple murders, there's some bad movies I don't care about. The Marvels, that's a murder. I'm sorry.
That's a murder, Yeah, that did not hit. It didn't hit. I got through Miss Marvel. I got through like 4 or 5 episodes and was like, it's good. I just don't care anymore about the MCU. Like I was
it wasn't impact. Yes.
Like I don't know. Moon Knight was really good. I love Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was good.
Love Moon Knight.
Which of course, like I don't know.
It's hard to hate anything Oscar Wilde does, though.
True, Oscar Isaac.
Or Oscar Isaac. Oscar Wilde.
Oscar
Isaac. Yeah. Oscar Wilde's pretty good. He's also good, but like Oscar Isaac is an incredible actor. The way he was able to shift from one personality to the other in scene, like in real time in front of your face, and you're like, he physically looks different. Like, and I feel like that was his acting, not CGI, like subtle CGI. I think that was really just him acting. So he's amazing.
No, I want to support him. He's great. It is funny how he had that moment where like him and Pedro Pascal, like they had some, because they're both from Latin America, South America, I think. Like not exactly sure where, but they had this moment where they hadn't been in a product together and they saw each other on the red carpet. And because they were both in Star Wars, so they brought him in. He was like, "Oh, I got out. You're still in." And then Oscar Isaac just got right back in. He was like, "Yeah, I'm out. I'm not Poe Dameron anymore. Now I'm this Morgan, like this other guy."
Exactly. And then, I'm three different people, actually.
Yes, and then Pedro's like, "Haha, yes. Now I'm not the Mandalorian. I'm also going to be Mr. Fantastic." So it's just
exactly. They're like, look. Yeah, I just love that. Yeah, they're like, all right, we're doing we're doing 1 2-hour movie to end The Mandalorian, and then Pedro Pascal is going to be done with Star Wars and stuff. And they're like, great. And then literally yesterday, hey, Pedro Pascal is fucking Mr. Fantastic. Yes. So he's
literally going to be in 14 movies. Like, but I'm cool with them speeding up the whole.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it.
I wonder if they bring in, to call back to Love and Thunder, the God Butcher. What's his first name? Either way, Gore?
Christian Bale?
Gore?
Gore.
Yeah, Gore the God? Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
You could do a very funny scene of Deadpool showing up to him, like, you know what I'm saying, in that movie, because he has the time variance. You could do a good scene of showing up and be like, hey, we fucked that thing up, right? And then just like keep going.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, wow, that was wild. Anyway,
I would appreciate
like,
that. I would appreciate that one. Like, man,
I do really want more of that. So, okay, so this is actually something I didn't know that was a thing. So that's something cool that Disney did with a bunch of like, because Disney owns, obviously they own Marvel, they own Star Wars, but they own a bunch of other like distribution companies and stuff too, like Miramax and stuff. So like a lot of like Miramax stuff, like technically Pulp Fiction, they own Miramax now. So like Pulp, if you rent Pulp Fiction, like they get money, like Disney gets money out of it, and stuff, because like they own a bunch of like other little things too. And
the
so
Weinstein,
working at
Weinstein started
the Weinstein
that
stuff,
one.
yeah, like they own like that now and stuff, which is I'd rather Disney own it than well, I mean, better Disney than that guy, am I right?
Yes, it's true. I'd rather
the mindless like dystopian corporation own it than this piece of shit. So
yes,
you gotta pick your battles, I guess. And like all right, that's fine. But so working at a secondhand, since I work at McKay's, like working at a secondhand store, we get a lot of we get tons of movies in, all the time, and I like work on the movies, like I sort them and like get them onto the floor. But every once in a while, we'll get like I think the most recent one I saw is it's 127 Hours with James Franco. It's that movie, but the cover sleeve, how like there's like like your traditional cover, and then most movies, like when you first buy them brand new, they have a sleeve on it.
Yeah.
The sleeve has Deadpool on it, like making like a little like comment being like, ooh, like a comment about like, oh, I wish he could regrow. He probably wishes he could regrow his arm.
Funny.
And stuff. And then you flip over the back of it, and it's like Deadpool like talking about the movie and stuff. But then like there's like a note on it on the back that's like, this is actually 127 hours. This slipcover is just promotional. It's like just a promotional thing for Deadpool, because he has comic awareness. So he like is aware that he's in a comic book. So the movie version, he knows he's in a movie, which is why he breaks the fourth wall and talks to us and stuff. Because that's like a original thing. So like they just like made a bunch of like slip covers for movies that Disney and Sony own the rights to, and just like re-release them on Blu-ray with Deadpool like being on the covers and stuff, even though he's not. It's just the regular movie that you want to buy. Like it's 127 hours, but like the slip cover has Deadpool on it making a joke and stuff.
I like that.
And that's fucking amazing. That. It's a fucking amazing, dude. Like that marketing is genius, dude.
It's like, a bit of social awareness or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. So I could see them doing like doing a jump back to Gore and being like, wow, I wish we had casted him in some other role, huh? Like,
yes, or like when
doing shit like that.
Well, isn't the first Deadpool where he shoots? He like looks at the Weapon X from
he
Wolverine
goes back
Origins.
to the Weapon X.
If they did something like that,
yeah, it's so fucking funny, dude.
You gotta hope. I will say, like, Love and Thunder, I don't think helped much in this one regard, and a few other things they did were like they're at their best when they let a little bit of people just experiment or like do their own thing, but you can't let it go too far, because that was my main critique of Love and Thunder. When it came to the comedy, it felt like it was just Taika Waititi telling the actors exactly how to say the line. Which in Ragnarok, he was telling them what he wanted, but I think mostly with Natalie Portman's character, Jane Foster, was like, when she said something, I was like, this sounds like Taika Waititi saying it. Exactly. It doesn't sound like I've ever heard you speak.
Yeah.
That was my main critique, which go full comedy. Yeah. Don't use Gore the God Butcher. Like, do that for something else.
Exactly. Gore the God Butcher, because like there's like because like
he did such a good job. It was so creepy. Like,
exactly, because Taika Waititi does he did What We Do in the Shadows, so he knows horror and he knows comedy, right?
Which is great.
Like, that's an amazing movie. It's one of my favorite movies. He knows comedy, he knows horror, and like the moments of like really creepiness with Gore are fucking awesome, and they super really intense and scary, and like
when he's hunkered over the sword. He's like the black shit and the white and the contrast. It looks great.
It's amazing. Like, that shit looks great. That's awesome. But then you get Natalie Portman in there, just like trying to be Taika Waititi instead of like being Jane Foster. Like it doesn't work. It breaks down at like the majority of the movie. That movie, like there was certain moments that I was like, I'm here for it, but the majority overall, like the in betweens to get to those few moments was not.
It was the rom-com aspect, which I don't know. I guess it is kind of interesting. Just like, like I said, I feel like they wanted to give everybody their own voice, let you do your own thing because it had worked to that point. Ragnarok worked because Taika Waititi was allowed to, but he also was obeying the rules. I think maybe he was just done with doing these movies. Yeah, he was like, "This is my last one. I'll just do it."
But also, he was like. But also, he's supposed to have a Star Wars movie, so he's still working with Disney. So I don't think it was like he was like, "Well, I'm not going to do any more. Like I'm going to go back to doing my own thing and make another Jojo Rabbit, which is fucking wildly good." You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I don't think he was
passionate.
I don't think he was passionate about Love and Thunder. Straight up,
I don't think he was passionate about Love and Thunder. But they also signed him on to do a Disney or a Star Wars thing, and it's like, so is he still doing that? And if he is,
I can see him to do that.
Like,
that's a good question.
Do we want him to? Like, at this point, like, is he not going to be passionate about this like dystopian corporation like entertainment thing?
Yeah.
Like, is he over it? Because like obviously the best thing he's ever done is like his small stuff. It's like the stuff he does by himself, like his Jojo Rabbit, What We Do in the Shadows, like all that shit is like that is why we love Taika Waititi, you know? Like
absolutely
all that shit with all of his New Zealand friends and stuff. Like that's the shit. Like
like, and I don't know. I guess with Love and Thunder, it was just maybe he just was over it, and that's fair. I get that. Like you gave it all to Ragnarok, and then they probably kind of told you a little bit. So this is coming back to the CGI houses from the beginning of this.
Yes. Also, can I point out real quick that we've been talking about not this
Marvel.
Movie for the past
I know.
Because we're like, all right, we're gonna get to the end of the movie because like this is what you need to know and wrap it up and stuff. So they end up getting together. He writes his book, and then she's still being a spy, and they go to the opera and they live happily ever after. Anyway, what were you saying about the CGI art houses?
Yeah, right. Right. Actually,
something more interesting.
It is. But I had heard with Black Widow, which topical. Now, this is all bring back to Scarlett Johansson was supposed to be in this, but with Black Widow, apparently they were told like, hey, the prison escape scene, this scene, were already basically paid for and developed by the CGI house because the way that these movies are coming out, they give the people the scenes 2 and 3 years ahead of time. So they have a lot of time. So you're kind of told like you have to incorporate. That's why you got to give them the script so early for certain scenes, for CGI heavy action scenes. So like that's why like the weird prison escape scene in Black Widow feels like that is because they had to work it in. So
and because I remember a lot of people talking about which is wild to me because they have to give it to him so early. But I just remember when that movie came out, people being like, that scene's really fucking weird. Also, the CGI looks really bad. Like they're like, it looks bad in that movie, and then there's this weird scene that's super CGI heavy, and it's like they've been working on it for 2 or 3 years, but they come to find out they're working on it, and like the reason they unionize is because they were like, they're like whipping us like fucking dogs out here trying to make us make this, and like so like this is they're like, that's good enough, like that'll work, like get back to your fucking like make our work on our next movie that's coming out in 5 years, like they were like treating them like shit. So it's like, of course it looks like shit. You know what I mean? Like the conditions were terrible. Like I get it.
It's like Temu, but for CGI. Like they just have not children, but they basically have, just server houses full of computers that are just working on this stuff all the time. And
it's crazy.
Anyway,
it's crazy.
Yeah, back to the movie. Bill Bounty Hunter Club. I have written down Ryan Reynolds as Jonas Digshaw. When he was, they let Ryan Reynolds. He's like, losing this thing though. Like,
they're like Ryan, you know why you're here. Do your thing.
Yeah, just be Ryan.
I feel like that moment with him was just one take. They they were like, Ryan, just say some funny shit. Maybe you lost your dick. And he's like, oh, I lost my dick. Perfect. And they were just like, all right, good job, Ryan. Here's $5 million.
Yeah, they're like, you know, at no point did we mention you losing your dick. He goes, nah, I got it.
He's like, I got it. Which, like, trust me.
Which is fine. There's a podcaster I listened to. It was one of those things where, like, you always hear about people. They're like, I can't remember who first did it. He's like, next time I'm in a movie, I want to die. I want to have like a good death scene. Like, I want that one where, like, my head, I get shot in the head and just pops. You know,
it just like blows up. Hell yeah!
I saw this guy. He was like, yeah, one of my all-time roles. If I could be the human being that betrays all of Earth to, like, the alien group, I can be the one collaborator. I just thought awesome. That was funny. Where it's just like, if I ever get a role, maybe that I need to have some kind of, like, stipulation. Like, yeah, I'd love to be killed. Yeah. I mean, if you were going to be in a movie once, being killed would be pretty funny. Covered in squids.
But do you want to be? You don't want to do what Always Sunny Sweet D when she gets that zombie roll. Like, you don't want to do that, you know? Like, and she's just screaming into the camera, and they're like, "You're dead. Stop moving." like, what are you doing? And she's like, "I'm just, like, I'm getting into the role." And they're like, "Fuck off. Like, you're a dead body." Like, you don't want to go too hard, you know? Like,
oh, speaking of which, Zom-Bees is now open casting for dead bodies. So anyone listening, if you in Zom-Bees, we wrote it during the ad break. The movie's done. So,
yeah, it's done. Yeah,
movie's done.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have Snapchat.
Oh, yes.
Is gonna have a Snapchat's gonna have a.
Snapchat AI will not. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, story by Snapchat AI. But we
how to make it. How do I give you just ask Snapchat, how do I write this without giving you credit? Well, I'll tell you.
Exactly. Like, write me a story that makes me $1 million, but dude, I don't have to say you did it.
I will say, so the other day when I realized it was Wednesday, I asked them, and I don't remember how this started, but I asked them to write me a story about a werewolf learning to play volleyball.
Ooh.
And
so interesting.
And it went into the whole thing, and I was like, hey, I need a conflict. He's like, got it. Added in the personal conflict. I was like, hey, I need an adversary who's a vampire. Got it. Victoria the vampire. Just instead of Victor, it was so good.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it literally took me, it was my lunch break, about 10 minutes. It was like an entire script. And I was like, I completely understand.
You're like, what do I do? Like, how do I tell people I wrote this and, like, try to sell it? Like, what do I do? Yeah.
Hey, AI, can you trademark this for me real quick? Here's my credit card info.
Can you trademark it for me? Like, yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I completely understand why they were like, hey, can we not do this? Because, like, it's like, yeah, that's a cool plot and, like, everything. It's like the Zom-Bees plot that we that your AI just came up with is like, it's fun and it's like, damn, like, yeah, we could actually do that, like, and make something out of that. But, like, I don't know, like, we also could have thought of that just, like, sitting here talking, you know, like, we could have come up with
it's like, super generic, much like Ghosted. Like, end of the day,
we came up with it because we said
we came up with it.
You know what I mean? We came up with it.
That's true.
We were like Zom-Bees, and we were just like, hey, is this possible? And it was like, well, it could be like this, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. So, like, we came up with it. But yeah, also Ghosted is 100%.
So I think I win because this movie made a much better movie exist. Ghosted birthed Zom-Bees in a way.
So you win the debate because
by proxy.
Ghosted 2 Zom-Bees is going to be a better
totally different movie. Actually, no, we could get them back.
Completely unrelated.
We could get them back.
I don't think we got $26 million to get John Cho and
well, we got to use different. No, we got to think about it. We got to use different ones. So we need, like, crap. Carl Weathers is out. Shit.
Oh God, R.I.P. Honestly, I was kind of fucking devastated by that news.
Dude, me too.
I was at work. I was at work when I found out, and I was like, "Fuck me!"
He had
like,
more
God,
roles left in him, man. Grief Karga was good. I would have loved to see him show up as, like, a random guy in a Marvel space station somewhere.
He needed to be there. He deserved to be there. Oh, fuck. Anyway,
but
so
we can have we can have Carl Lee, the profanity version, Samuel L. Jackson in our movie.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm tired of these motherfucking bees
in this motherfucking town. Like, yeah, exactly, dude. Easy.
Well, what is bees? Right. Snakes? Anyways, yeah. But yeah, my final bullet point is so funny because this is after I got the text. I forgot. I need to like make a bullet point. So this is the last thing written was Ryan Reynolds is Jonas, dick shot off. After that, it's my checklist. It's fights were good, which there was some good hand-to-hand combat scenes. Whatever, little stunt woman.
The choreography of the action was pretty good.
Which anymore, overall, like if you don't have good action, like that is an embarrassment more than anything.
Yeah.
Like these people can't be that expensive.
You gotta have those. The choreography of that stuff has to be on point at this point because action is such a big thing. Like John Wick, like come on, John Wick, like reset the bar.
Absolutely,
like, you gotta have good action or you're gonna look like shit. So
did you see the fourth one? I'm guessing.
Yeah, did I see the fourth
so
one?
I watched it in theaters. I got the most recent one. I think there's
no,
four.
I haven't seen the fourth one yet. I've just seen the scene when he has the like flame gun thing in the stairwell.
Dude, the dragon's breath shotgun from the top down. Yeah, where it's like cut away like a ice like a that's like old school Grand Theft Auto. Had that same top down. Yes. No, that scene is.
I got the same vibe from that. Yeah. The
yes.
GTA
I went with my sister and brother-in-law to see that. They took me to the Dolby Big D. I'd never seen a John Wick movie. Dude, the Big D, when he would, that particular scene, the sub, it was just insane.
Oh yeah, honestly, like shout out AMC theaters because the Big D experience is fucking wild, dude. The Big D shows are fucking awesome. Like they're like IMAX is like obviously like the peak, but like Big D, like the Big
Disney has to be so mad they didn't trademark Big D.
I know, right?
They've got to be so angry.
They got to be so pissed, dude.
All right, so I got fight. I got fights were good. Movie was fun. Movie was fun. I'm gonna put ish. I'm gonna add ish. It was fun. It was not. It was, if nothing else, actors were hot. They did get some hot actors. The cameo run.
Honestly, everybody in the movie is super hot. Like I don't care. Yeah. Every character is hot.
I think we got 5%, not maybe 3% of Ana de Armas nipple during the sex scene. Thought that was funny. Just because they can, and she in every movie is willing, had funny moments. I don't think I can say that if I say movie was fun, but had funny moments.
Overall, the movie is fun to watch, but there's also like good comedic moments in it. Yes, like right? Is that what you mean?
Honestly, yeah, but I mean.
Are you not sure?
Jeez,
now?
I'm just thinking about it. I mean, it's fun. It's as fun to watch as like an episode of The Office is, where like things are just happening. Maybe not Office is the best, but like funny things, maybe Friends. It's like things are just happening.
Yeah. There were some sitcom-y moments.
All right, so we're on point number 5, and I wrote definitely not written by AI again.
100%, definitely not.
Sidebar has like 9 writers? Question. And I just wrote cameos. Man, that's it. So
cameos.
If you want to give me your counterpoints, I'd be willing to.
All right, here's my. I wrote a. I think. Let's see. I wrote one sentence at the end of the movie. After watching it the second time, it kind of gives my entire vibe, and we kind of alluded to it with the 80s stuff. So my final point was overall the movies feel like a bad attempt. The movie feels like a bad attempt at a classic 80s action comedy, over the top and lots of action and fun to watch, but the crutch of having huge stars in the main roles and tons of cameos doesn't save it from being stupid by the time we get to the end.
I think my main point of contention is how many correct words you used in sequence there. I don't know. Something about the structure of the correctness of your sentence here is not vibing with my view of the movie.
You don't like that? You don't like how I said words that you agree with more than your opinion?
You know what? I think I don't. Yes, exactly. but yeah, I think in the end,
I disagree because what you said is more right than what I said.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. No. Right. And I've heard the team that scores more points wins. So
right. I've been told.
Hey, Tony Romo let me know during the Super Bowl.
True.
15
Honestly,
times.
I had no idea. I would have never known if he hadn't been there.
Yeah. Did you know that when the other team is up a touchdown, they shouldn't have settled for a field goal? That's crazy.
Honestly, no, I didn't. I'm not a professional football player, so I would. Why would I know?
Tony Romo is here.
I just have. I'm just in like 3 different fantasy leagues that I obsessively check, and it's been a week. It's not even been a week since the Super Bowl, and I'm like, man, I wish there was football Sunday.
Well, shit, we have Titans draft to look forward to. Maybe we'll end on Titans talk, which you can cut out or not. To wrap up movie talk. Movie talk. Right. I think my final regrading.
Did I win?
My final regrading. I do think I give this an exact 50 out of 100, which for me like anything over a 7 means you should watch. 6 is like 6 and 9, but 5 out of it's funny too. 50 out of 100, 5 out of 10, same difference.
Yeah,
but 5 out of 10. I think if you want to watch a good movie, don't watch this movie. If you're just if you want to just have fun though, and enjoy 2 hours, not even 2 hours. If you want to half look at, make dinner during the beginning part, and then watch the middle of, eat dinner, and then at the end part clean the dishes. This is that movie, honestly. Like this is the movie that this is the perfect Tuesday night. You and well, I don't know how y'all watch movies, but let's say I'm just going to use you guys as the example. Like you and Austin, like come home. You're both like you start it without actually watching it. Make dinner, eat dinner while watching it, kind of, and then leave at the end, and then come back like, oh, they kissed over the side of a gun dealer in a trunk. Awesome. No, the movie really does. 1 hour 15 minutes. The movie it goes from like a 6.5, maybe a 6.6 out of 10, which I think is a watchable movie, to probably a 4 to 3.5 out of 10 on the back half. I'm giving it a very generous grade up because of the cameo scene. The fights are fine. Like the fights are choreographed well. They seem realistic enough.
Yeah, I could feel the fights. I liked the fight scenes. They were good. They were well done.
In hindsight, the name we did not give enough credit to, Adrian Brody does kill this whole movie. Probably one.
We should have talked about him more. Yeah,
we should have. That's bad. Just
he's one of those actors that I'm like, he doesn't miss. I don't give a fuck what movie it is. I don't give a fuck what the role is.
And he did not miss here. Absolutely.
I don't give a fuck how bad the writing is. He doesn't miss.
He didn't. He did not miss in this one. His role was great. The scene of him, scooting closer and closer to Coleslaw, as he's in the booth. He's like, I'm thinking about blah blah blah. Which again, give the man better lines. Chris Evans can say funny, like the better lines. I'm about to move this down to it. I think that's what really lands on the 50. The lines after about halfway through the movie became real lazy, again. Adrian Brody was consistent, but his role just became like he basically was not allowed to say anything. He just was like, "Give us the money." He doesn't.
That's all he said by the end of it. Was just get me out of this situation. I don't want to die. Give me. You gave him
some juiciness in the beginning, like he called you idiot to your face. Like does a very good straight deadpan comedian villain, which I always will appreciate.
Yeah, love that. Love that kind of a role. Adrian Brody is great for that kind of a role. So he fucking kills it, no doubt.
Totally. Which is why you're a total bitch for telling me to name my 5 favorite action comedies. Every single one of these shits all over this movie. So bad. Dude. I really was feeling confident until I read off these, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so much better.
And you're like, wow, I'd much rather watch any of these fucking movies.
No, I'm really... Okay, dude. Fuck, I'm about to rate this thing a 3 out of 10, because if you were actually given these movies to watch, and then this one was also on the list, it would be dead last every time.
Yeah, if you had to watch either of our lists, because our lists are almost identical except for like one. Like if you had to watch these movies in any random order, I would pray that the first one you watched was Ghosted, so you could watch the rest of these amazing movies after and completely and then you could Ghosted because you completely forget about it and don't talk about it anymore because the rest of the movies you watched are amazing. Am I right?
No,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
no, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
because I was willing for this to go this way.
That's the thing, man. I was so in 75% into the movie. I was like, I might lose this debate. I'm really having a good time watching this movie. It's a lot of fun. The cameo scene,
was.
The cameo scene was awesome. Like their chemistry isn't great, but like that's not even really like the main point at the end of the day. Like I get like it's like, yeah, they end up together, like whatever, we all saw it coming, but like the action and the story is like just crazy but fun and realistic enough to where I can like get on board. And then as soon as we got into 76% of the movie, I was like, okay, you lost me. Why is he a genius? Why are they firing the person who's actually trained to do this kind of thing? Like, what the fuck is going on? I just got like super mad about it, and I was like, "Fuck this movie!" Like, I can't defend it at this point. I think it's worth watching. I think it's worth watching. It's worth watching.
Apparently, well, I think we both agree on it's worth watching once, and then if you watch it again, be prepared to hate everything about it. I think it's worth
watching. Exactly. Yeah, watch it once with a group of friends while drinking beers. Or whatever your purview is, wine if you're into wine, you know, like drink whatever you want, do whatever you want.
Black tar heroin.
Like heroin if you want, so you fall asleep an hour and 15 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, no, I will tell you,
remember only the good parts. Like
you can sleep 1 through 21 minutes in, then you need to stay awake, and then you can sleep. Man, there is like the bathroom, like that whole thing about when you can go to the bathroom. There's a lot of
you know what it is. You know what it is. If so Austin is she's sick right now. She's getting over the flu. This is a great movie to watch while you have the flu, because you're gonna it's like if you fall asleep and you wake back up and you're like, oh, this movie's still on. Like, wait, what's happening? You'll be fine.
Yeah, because at that point.
Like, you're at the
same mental level. Yes, at that point you're on the same mental level as the two main characters.
Like that, it's either watch
you
it,
are Coleslaw and Sadie.
Exactly.
I'm calling it Sadie Sadist is her full name.
Sadie
because again,
Sadist, yeah,
kills a million people, dude.
A million people, like
literally goes. It's time to go. Also, like the whole idea, you can just say you're in the CIA and it fixes it, dude. Why you have an arms dealer in your trunk? It's the CIA. You can just leave that car. Yeah. And go get a new car.
Go get a new car.
The CIA will just deliver you. Like, it's the CIA. Like, let's not underplay our tax
dollars. You're talking about the very end where he goes to put his bag in the car and there's a guy in there. Yeah. Like, also
reading a book, a known, he calls himself a writer once, which he goes, gotta finish the book. I wrote down at one point, it's like, who will help him finish the book? Will it be
Exactly. It should have been Adrian Brody who got out because he got
that would have been great.
And he's like, you were talking about plants a lot, and like, I really like plants. I'm French, some kind of question mark European of some sort, and like we can bond over this because all cultures love plants. And he's like, this is my bro, and they could have written the book together, and it would have been amazing. So watch the movie if you're like super drunk or fucked up, however you like to get fucked up. Black tar heroin, it's on the table, or alone during the midst of the flu or like fever dreams and stuff. And you will get this movie. 100%.
I can't recommend if you're into flatlining, which is another movie. You could talk about Flatliners with Ellen Page. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but we watched that one time, and we watched that one time, and just we were like, what's this about? Oh, they're dying and then coming back.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, what the?
Yeah. They're trying to get the near-death experience. Yeah.
Just be careful. I want you guys out there in Bad Movie Debate Nation to flatline responsibly and don't time it for the bad part of the movie. Time it for the airplane fight.
Yeah, you want to come back
for,
up.
You know. Mm-hmm. Again, you have 41 minutes until Cole is just he full on kills people. Which is very funny. I will say the weird part is he kills 2 people within 20 seconds and then really doesn't openly kill anyone for the rest of the movie. Yeah. Like, there's some implied stuff, but not too much. Which I
kind of expected him to get more get into situations where he had to do it again. You know, or so it's almost if you're only going to kill 2 people, do it near the end. Don't do it at the beginning. Do it near the end. If he only kills 2 people, do it at the end.
Yes, yes, do it at the end, and he feels real bad about it, and it's and he only did it to save her. But yeah, they literally have him do it 10 minutes later after saying he doesn't want to kill anyone. When literally would have it made more sense to kill people when the first time it came across than the second time. Like you could have written that whole thing out of the movie. Also, her driving the bus backwards. There's a thing. I don't think it's ever been said. I'm saying it. I'm new movie critic. Action fatigue. There is a point where you've put too much in our faces. Yep. And driving the bus backwards is already fun. You don't also need to have it be a fucking Call of Duty map where there's endless spawns. Literally endless spawns of people keep showing up, and she just keeps hold up. Where it's like, hey, press R to turn around from driving and kill 4 people. Because it's not like it's hard for her. It's not hard for her at all. She kills them one shot each. So,
dude, it's exactly like you're 100% correct. It's exactly like a video game where it's like, okay, like I've been trying to get past this part because you have to press the right trigger at the right moment, or you're not gonna, or the bus is gonna fall off. And it's like, God damn it, go back to the checkpoint. And it's like, and she just nails it because the shooting the people is easy, apparently.
Means absolutely nothing to her.
Exactly. That part's fine, but driving this bus backwards, then flipping it around to face the right way. Wow.
That's plenty good. Yeah,
we're good. We're fine.
Zom-Bees is going to be different.
Ghosted to Zom-Bees is
Ghosted to Zom-Bees.
That's literally going to be the name of this episode. It's going to be Ghosted to Zombies. I'm gonna add
no one's going to know
title.
What the fuck that means.
Exactly. You gotta entice them. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? Ghosted to Zom-Bees? What is this?
All right. Well, before we get into secret off chan talk about the Titans, which y'all are. If you guys want to subscribe to the $50 Patreon, you can hear us talk about the Titans and how good we're going to be. But in the meantime,
$50 minimum.
$50 minimum. 1 minute episode a week, but exclusive. Exclusive 4 ads per roll. I want to thank Blue Chew, Hims Blue Chew, Zen, Coors Light. Dude, Coors Light has made the biggest podcast push lately. Anyway,
dude, I know. I would love to get them. Weird. I would love to get them as an ad. I'd I'd drink Coors Light. If they were.
Hell yeah, I'd drink whatever you guys want me to.
But speaking of drinking, Liquid IV, that's the real one. That's the one I got. So if you need some Liquid IV,
Liquid IV. I take Liquid IV all the time. Liquid IV is awesome.
Buy some from your boy because
you have a discount code.
Hell yeah, dude! 20% off, dude. Bad movie, dude. It's gonna be the ad at the beginning of this episode, bro.
Bad movie.
Bad movie at liquidiv.com, dude. Get 20% off anything you order, dude.
Yes, and
no problem.
Tennessee
dude.
Honey, use the code Zom-Bees. Zombies. I remember what I was gonna say. It's my dumb last moment. But anyways, man, this was awesome.
Yeah,
thank you for inviting me.
Fun. Yeah, of course. Thank you for being here. I'm happy to win one. I don't win a lot of these, to be honest, because
nah, man, I
usually,
knew. I was like, fuck this fucking movie.
based on what you said. What up?
No, I'm just glad I didn't have to defend 65.
What I was gonna say. It was like based on what you said, because you're like, all right, I'm gonna watch like 20 minutes of each of these 3 movies you told me like we could do, and you were like, fuck 65, fuck what was the other, the Gal Gadot one?
Heart of Stone wasn't terrible, but this one Heart of Stone's conversation wouldn't have been as, it just would have been like,
I know. I
boring.
honestly can't imagine if you were like you were like, this one was bad by the end. So like I can't imagine like how bad the other 2 were, because you were like, I'm gonna watch 20 minutes of each of them and then decide which one I want to keep watching. And this
65 was so bad, dude. Also, it was one person. It's really hard to argue a movie where it's one person and a bunch of CGI monsters.
But it's like Adam Driver, and he's amazing.
I do love Adam Driver. I do genuinely love Adam Driver as an actor.
He's so good, dude.
Yeah, and you know, it's the few seconds we got of Ben Solo as him. I hope that Star Wars just goes full circle back to what we were talking about, the whole like when you give people a chance to do their own thing. All the best Star Wars stuff has come from Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, but Jon Favreau, it's like, you know, not to lose use of advertisers, but Dave Filoni's a bit like the Spectrum guy, and then Favreau's like the handler, where he's like, look, let's turn that into an actual arc, not just like, I understand you have a million things we could go off of, which is the Clone Wars show.
Yeah, 100%.
But 100%. That doesn't really always translate to like hours of movies and stuff.
But Dave Filoni, he just got like, he's like he's got like, they made a role for him in the Star Wars universe,
which they needed to.
Because
he is George Lucas. He is all the good parts of George Lucas.
Exactly, he's all the good parts of George Lucas, and like Ahsoka, since he was the showrunner on that, like, and everybody was like, yeah, that shit's gas, can we have some more of that? They were like, cool. So Kathleen Kennedy is still in charge of Lucasfilm, but he is the creative director, which is a new role that we're just now making up, so he can like overarching kind of push the Star Wars story.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm cool with that. Like, I honestly, like, I don't want him to be in charge of Lucasfilm. I want him to be in charge of Star Wars. And so like, he is that now. And it's like, so Kathleen Kennedy, you keep doing your thing, be the big boss, look at the big wide picture.
Sure.
Let him focus on fucking Star Wars. And that's fine.
Yeah. Kennedy's only proven that she, I don't know what she does, but yes.
Like
Filoni,
because she's responsible for the new like Indiana Jones, because that's Lucasfilm. So like, she was like the top of the totem pole of the new Indiana Jones, like, because that's Lucasfilm. Willow, like they're doing Willow stuff again, and like she's in charge of like.
Okay, I like that, or at least. Also, did you know how long she's been around? I didn't realize she's been like a producer of stuff. I was looking up something else completely unrelated, and Kathleen Kennedy showed up as like the producer. I was like,
oh, really?
She's been around since like late 70s, early 80s, dude. She's just been a name. It explains so much, because again, she's also like old. She's like 70.
Yeah, I knew
something,
she was older, but I didn't realize she had been around, like, doing shit in the industry for that long. So I mean, it makes sense.
70. Like, she's 70 exactly. 71 this year. You just can't tell because she's got that South Park facial reconstruction. You know, just looks like a.
The shit that happens when you're in Hollywood and you make a bunch of money and you can make your face look younger. Is that what you mean?
I bet none of her IMDb scores are bad. Honestly, that was also just another thing. It is so funny how those scores are just. Anyways, guys, watch the movie. Don't watch the movie.
Watch Ghosted.
Ghosted.
Or have a fever dream while you watch it. Most importantly, buy Liquid IV. Am I right, guys? Like,
yes, buy Liquid IV. It'll help you get through the 3 hours of this movie. because you'll be so horny from watching
stay hydrated.
These two hot actors pretend like they're not interested in each other for the first time
like
ever.
They don't want to.
Two hot people don't want to bang.
Yeah,
the first time
like first time it's ever happened. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, do all that. That would be lit. And
I do want to say, man, yeah. I still want to do this with you. Maybe we make it an open roundtable thing. I still think a fun debate would be: should we allow Zack Snyder to make movies anymore?
Oh my God! Yeah, we do need to talk about that.
As an open discussion.
Yeah, we do.
However
need
many
to talk
people
about
will
that.
come in. Dude,
Honestly,
that's one
I
that
want to get
pick a worst of, best of, and I don't know, but I think that'd be fun because
I want to get you and Justin in on that because Justin's a big like comic guy, and like obviously Zack Snyder became like we all know his name.
Right, well, Watchmen is good. Watchmen's good. 300's good.
Fucking awesome. Exactly. Like Justin definitely has a lot of comments about that.
And Sucker Punch, which just a little beat, behind the scenes. We almost did a Zack Snyder thing because
we almost
again, Rebel Moon came out, and that movie is like how to misuse funds.
It was one of those things you're like that movie's so bad, and I was like I'd say it was bad. And I'm like I don't think I could defend it. So like maybe we do something else.
That movie is truly AI, but again I do believe that Zack Snyder wrote it because he's real. Hey, spoilers, but he's real good at making specific scenes. But a whole movie you don't know. Like that's the debate: is specific scenes. Like Sucker Punch is literally is like a bunch of high ideas that he just had, and how do we make it into a movie?
Just threw
and then it means it means nothing because it was all in the head. Spoiler.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, I would love to just because it's like that genius is worth exploring, but also it's like Michael Bay. Should we allow you to spend $100 million again?
Can we continue to let this happen? Can we let you do this? Like,
we need to start getting. You need to get some interviews. Like, hello, camera person. How much money did you make? At least say it was enough. Because why are we making these otherwise? Other than to employ some people, like these movies are insane. But
I agree. All right. So Neal and Justin, at least, maybe honestly anybody who wants to join, we'll have a open discussion about Zack Snyder sometime in the near future.
Roundtable event. We'll do this I think we should do it in person if possible.
That'd be lit.
It'd be a funny.
I got a few mics. I got 2 more mics. We can make it all work. We can
figure it out. We could split up rooms as well if we had to. But either way, we should do that. Gives me any excuses. Come see you down in chat, my friend.
Hell yeah, dude. Always an open invitation if I'm not busy, which I'm not a lot, to be honest.
Always busy with the pod, always busy drinking liquid IV.
Yeah, exactly. Drink liquid IV.
Every day.
Right. Every day. I do drink at least one every day. It genuinely helps keep me hydrated because I'm bad at drinking
dude,
water. Dude,
I like them. I do like them.
Yeah, they're tasty. Sugar-free.
Or if you like drinking water.
I like drinking water, but sometimes I'm like, I don't have time to drink enough water, so I need 3 times the hydration as water. Yeah, liquid IV, boy. All right. Yeah. So follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. All bad movie debate, all one word, blah blah blah. All that good jazz. By Liquid IV, and thank you again, Neal, for being here. I appreciate you.
Anytime, my friend. I cannot wait to hug you next.
Oh yeah, we'll hug soon. We'll talk soon. We'll have a good time.